special state champion in track last year in the 100, the 200, and the 4x100.
Yeah, when you think about it, a young man who's averaging over 250 yards a game. I don't care what level of football you're playing, Dean. Anytime you can rush for average 250 yards a game, you know you're doing something right. And you're right, he has that kind of track speed. I'm very excited to see this young man tonight.
Well, Charlie Patterson told me this week the biggest difference with him is that he has started to run a little bit more aggressively through the tackles. Didn't say he was running soft through the tackles, that more would kind of look for that edge to try to sprint it to the outside, but now he's getting between the tackles and outrunning everybody. Hanahan won the toss. They've deferred to the second half. So Timberland and their invisible numbers.
I was just thinking, Dean, you know, our challenge tonight is going to be identifying who the Timberland player is, because as you can see, the gray with the orange shadow just does not bode well for announcers.
Out of the hands of the return man, goes back to the goal line. He's got to pick it up and return it. It gets to the 1 yard line. Now they're going to call it a touchback. They'll take it out on the 20 yard line. So certainly a break right there for Timberland.
Yeah, that could have been a costly mistake. And, you know, speaking with Coach Patterson, the head coach of Hanahan, before the game, he mentioned last week just a blunder of special teams mistakes for Hanahan last week. And he said what was so frustrating is they practice special teams every single day. So far, the first opportunity for Timberland did not work out well, but they'll have first down and 10 from their 20.
Number 2, Jaquez Mitchell, quarterback. Man in motion. They're going to flip it out to that side, head to the left side. He's got a crease to the side. He's going to find the sideline and out at the 37-yard line, so a pickup of 17 yards.
Yeah, ran out of bounds by Donald Vanderhorst, and nothing fancy there, just a simple toss sweep, and a nice job by Gibbs being able to get around the corner, around that left side, and pick up a bunch of positive yards.
So this is why you're here tonight. My 54-year-old eyes?
Right.
Had no idea it was Roger Gibbs.
I'm going to focus on the number on the sleeves.
All right, there you go. Mitchell again above center. You won't see them in the shotgun very often. Again, going to work that left side. This one going to pick up about 1 or 2 yards to make it a second down and 8.
Wesley Crane with a nice job at that time, not allowing Gibbs to turn the corner. You want to force everything back in towards your teammates. So, again, nothing fancy here, Dean. I expect to see a lot of running tonight.
When you talk to break down a little bit of the Timberland offense, they are certainly heavy in the run department. They will throw it, but they prefer to control the ball. I mean, you can see they've got 9 guys in that box. Receivers shift to the slot now, looking on the right side. This one going to go right up the middle. I believe that's number 22, Johnson Thomas. Last week had 13 carries for 94 yards in his really his first extended action. You talked about some of the injuries. They have lost their best running back. They've lost their quarterback. They've lost their best defensive player. But as Art Craig told me this week, nobody's throwing a pity party for the Timberland Wolves.
Yeah, a team that's really dominated this region over the past couple of years, almost really the decade. So you're right, nobody feeling sorry for Timberland and their misfortune.
3rd and 4, going to come back and work that left side again, find a crease again. Going to be plenty for the first down, moving it to the Hanahan 47-yard line. That is number 43, Noah Mills on the tackle for Hanahan.
Yeah, Mills, a 6'3" senior linebacker, also an outstanding basketball player, and interesting enough, one of the 3 Mills on this Hanahan roster, not all related, but you have Noah Mills, 43, you have Luke Mills, who is 53, and then Hunter Mills, who's 22. So I think we'll be saying the name Mills a lot tonight.
Luke and Noah, brothers.
Oh, brothers, I'm sorry.
Hunter, not related. Nice play by number 22, Hunter Mills, not related. Hanahan says ball on the turf. They've recovered it. But the crew, headed up by Kyle Bauskowski, not calling it that way. For the Timberland offense, it's Balzano, Wilford, Wilson, Bishop, Driggers, Thomas, Gleason, Hill, Boykin, Mitchell, and Gibbs. Heads up that starting 11. As for the defense, for the Hanahan Hawks, you see Dawson, Rivers, Brewington, 2 of the Mills. Hunter Mills, Art Crane, Snyder, Wright, and Bryan. So second down and 10, penalty on the play. Going to pick up 5 yards for Timberland. Actually, it's going to be 15. A personal foul has been called.
And that gets back to the whole mental approach for this team. That was one area that Charlie Patterson, as you can see talking to the official, wants to try and eliminate this week for Hanahan. He said last week's game should not have even been close. Of course, a 5-point win for the Hawks, but the mental mistakes allow the opposition to stay in the game. So that is definitely one area that Coach Patterson wants to see improvement this week.
There they go. They really have found something on the left side that they like. Gibbs going to take it down to about the line of scrimmage. The 31-yard line is where they're going to mark him out. But again, their best running back up to the Berkeley game was Kevin Williams. He was injured in practice leading up to that Berkeley game. That's one of the players that they have had to sub in for, and that is Gibbs and Thomas taking that role.
And it's kind of a sports cliche in terms of next man up, but literally, I mean, you want your opportunity to shine, you want your opportunity to play, you now have it. You have to make the most of that opportunity.
They pitch to the right side, crease up the middle, going to bang inside for probably about 8 yards right there.
Yeah, this time it was Luke Mills leading the charge for the Hanahan Hawk defense.
That was number 26, Shamar Green on the carry. A lot of interchangeable pieces for this Timberland Hawk offense. Again, all run up to this point.
So crucial opportunity here for this Hanahan team to kind of get off the field. They can come up with a stop, and they do.
How about that play? Great inside pursuit by number 53, Luke Mills. We will call his name quite a bit, leading this team with 77 tackles. As for our third member of the broadcasting crew, Brody Hart, joining us down on the sidelines. Welcome to the Pines, my friend.
Hey, gentlemen, good to be with you. Speaking of interchangeable pieces that you talked about a few minutes ago, it's great to be back here with you. A little football in October, nothing better than high school football in October. We got a little payback, hopefully, from Hanahan to Timberland tonight, because Timberland went down to Hanahan last year, beat them on their home turf. This game, guys, it's the fight to 500. Timberland trying to get above 500. They're 3-3. Hanahan trying to get back to that 500 mark at 3-4. So a lot of football we played here tonight. A beautiful Friday night in October for high school football. Guys, back to you.
Great to have you with us down on the sidelines, Brody. You'll be talking to the principals of both schools. A lot of activity going down on the sidelines tonight. By the way, those starting lineups brought to you by your Low Country Chevy dealers and Chevy Silverados. There's a really nice red Chevy truck.
It is, indeed, and obviously we appreciate them being a sponsor and making this possible. Got a quick question for you, Dean. Obviously, you working over at Channel 4. Does Brody ever sleep?
We'll ask him that next time we go down.
You know, I'm a big fan of obviously Channel 4, and I watch it in the mornings as I'm getting ready for work. And so I almost feel like I know Brody and
all of the
Tessa
guys.
and Erica and
John and Emily.
And so it's just like, I mean, the man's, and he's live at these locations. So he's been up for a long time.
4th and 4 from the 26. They're going to go for it. They're going to work that left side again. They've got to get down to the 21-yard lines, and Gibbs does that plus a couple of more out of bounds at the 20 as they convert that 4th and 4, take it down to the 20-yard line.
And if you're Hanahan and you're that defensive end, you cannot allow this play to get stretched all the way to the sidelines. You must make him turn up the field and, again, turn him back to your teammates. So give credit to Timberland. They're doing a nice job of getting on the edge.
Let's crunch the numbers. Brought to you by Heritage Trust Federal Credit Union. The last 4 games, there you see it from Timberland. Beat Cross, lost to Cane Bay, lost to Berkeley in a big conference win last week. This time they're going to work the middle of the field. Going to pick up 7 yards on that first down play. Again, just a quick snap, straight up the middle.
Of course, and you probably expect this Hanahan team to try and seal the edge, and so that means they have to widen out, which should open up the fullback dive and up in the middle. So far, so good. Great play calling by this Timberland offensive staff.
And the other thing that's happening here, that clock is just ticking down. This could be the quickest game in Friday Night Rivals history.
There you go, Dean. You probably just think this.
Hanahan brings the pressure up the middle, blitz both linebackers, and a great job up the middle. I believe that's number 22, Johnson Thomas, to fight off the initial tackle, the first or really second hit up the middle, and spin it to the outside and pick up a yard or 2 on the play.
Yeah, Chris Wright, the cornerback there, able to stop that play from becoming a potential touchdown.
So you see what Hanahan wants to do. They're going to bring pressure up the middle, knowing Timberland's probably going to run the ball. Here they come again. But Gibbs to the outside, dragged down by number 53. That's Luke Mills once again on the play.
Yeah, assisted by Chris Wright, and you just shoot those gaps and try to disrupt that play. So if Hanahan can continue to not allow them to get on the corner, that's where Timberland's had their success on this opening drive. It might be a long night for this Timberland offense. So good adjustment so far by Hanahan.
4th and 6 for Art Craig's Timberland Wolves. He had a great line. He won game 200 last week. He'd been waiting a couple of weeks for it. But he said, I may have 200 wins, but if I lose tonight, then I'm once again just stupid. 4th and long here, 4th and 6 from the 16-yard line.
Is this where you throw it up in the end zone?
They're going to roll him out. He's going to look right, throw right, and throws it out of bounds. Turnover on downs on the incomplete pass. It was about a 5-minute drive wasted at the 16-yard line.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Dean, that's a situation on 4th and 6. You really have nothing to quote-unquote lose. So you got to at least give your wide receiver an opportunity to at least make a play and potentially catch or even get a pass interference. So I'm sure Art Craig's going to say, hey, next time, at least just throw it in the end zone and see if we can make something happen.
Right now, Zaxby's Fans Cam taking a look at the cheerleaders down on the sidelines today. Oh, yeah, they came to play. Thanks for Zaxby's for being part of our broadcast tonight. Jake Ward, number 4 quarterback for Hanahan, and there's Quincy Mitchell on the inside, cutting it to the outside. You see the shiftiness and the speed. Picks up 5 on the play.
Yeah, right there we saw just a brief look at what this young man is capable of doing. And if you're Timberland, you have to put all of your attention on him. The strategy has to be make somebody other than Quincy Mitchell beat me tonight.
That was 5 yards on the carry, sets up a 2nd and 5. Jake Ward's throwing the ball. About a 55% completion ratio, but when you got Quincy Mitchell, that's where you go to. But a nice job, the interior of the line by Timberland. That's number 54, Kevon Wilson, the junior. On each side of him, the freshman, the true freshman that we were talking about, Moultrie and McKinney. Let's take a look at that Hanahan Hawks offense brought to you by Chevy Silverado. It's Faley, Murray, Poplin, Bell, Voorhees, Dawson, Lawrence, Hilliard, the wide receivers and tight ends. There you see Crane, Ward, and Mitchell finishing out the backfield for Charlie Patterson's Hanahan Hawks. Get back and look at that Timberland defense after this play. You get about a 3rd and 7 after a loss of 1 on the play. Mitchell splits right. And a great open field tackle by the Hanahan defense. That is number 3, Terrence Smalls, the junior, with the play, forcing the punt and 3 and out.
When you have a talent like, as we take a look at the starting lineups here for Timberland defensively, McKinney, Wilson, Moultrie, Milligan, Chandler, Smalls, Gibbs, Moultrie, Black, Sumter, and Nelson, you want to get those guys in space. And that's what they tried to do on the swing pass, but great job by Timberland snuffing that play out and being right on the spot.
A job well done by the Timberland defense. There's the punt. It's going to check up at about the 44, 46-yard line, and that's where Timberland will start their second possession here in the first half. It is a 0-0 game. We are in the Pines in St. Stephen's. Friday Night Rivals, driven by Low Country Chevy dealers, back after this. Welcome back to St. Stephen, home of the Timberland Wolves. Second possession starting at the Hanahan 47-yard line. The Wolves defense forcing a 3-and-out by Hanahan.
You know, Dean, if you're Hanahan, you really have to capitalize on your offensive possessions because you're not going to have that many because of the way Timberland conducts his offense.
Little counterplay inside is going to pick up about 3 yards, 4 yards on the play.
Fumble.
Ball pops out. Referees are going to say that that was a dead ball. And by your O, I'm going to assume that you thought it was a quick whistle.
Yes, indeed. And then, of course, the WWE slam at the end of the play. But, yeah, they're going to say his forward momentum was stopped. As we take a look here at the replay, it's a trap play. He's trying to get those extra yards. And pretty soon here, we're just going to see the ball kind of pop up. Yeah, and he was knocked down because he's on top of the defender for Hanahan.
It was number 53, Luke Mills, coming up with a loose ball. Let's go down to the sidelines. Brody Hart.
All right, gentlemen, time to talk cars. I'm here with Rick Ladd with Chevy. They're in West Ashley, right, with Rick Henry Chevy. So tell me, I'm looking for a big truck. I'm going to haul some pumpkins. We're in October. Why is this a good time to come to you all?
We have a huge sales event going on right now. We paired up with Costco with General Motors. If you're a Costco member, then you receive supplier pricing on most of our products, as well as a car back from Costco for anywhere from $300 to $700, and you also get any rebates or incentives that you qualify for. So it's factory pricing plus any incentives or rebates that you qualify for. And we are also doing, anybody that mentions the game tonight will give $300 to the charity of their choice. And finally, I'd like to mention that we're getting ready for Thanksgiving. We're trying to feed 1,000 families, and we're collecting cans for that. So we have a lot of great things going on.
Mike Ladd, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
All right, guys, big play. I'll send it back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Brody. So what did we miss there? We missed a Timberland fumble after the questionable fumble. We also had a recovery of that fumble where the Hanahan player threw the ball towards the Timberland sidelines.
Yes, you see just sloppy play there, and looks like Noah Mills. No, actually, that wasn't Noah Mills. That was Cooper Dawson with the
Timberland
fumble recovery.
fans did not take that lightly, and then a bad snap makes it a 2nd and 25 for Hanahan. They're going to pitch it out to the side, and here comes Quincy Mitchell. Timberland doing a great job of pursuit there.
And you know, Dean, we talked about it early on. If you're Timberland, you have to focus on Hanahan and not allow, we see the nice play there by William Chandler, to not let Quincy beat you. But if you're Hanahan, do you maybe think about using him as a decoy because you know Timberland is going to be focused on him? So let's see what type of adjustments this Hanahan team makes offensively, because so far this Timberland team has definitely been able to keep Quincy under control.
5 yards on that pickup still makes it 3rd and 20 right now. I think you keep going to Quincy Mitchell. I also like him on the outside. This is Jake Ward throwing the ball incomplete. So a second straight 3-and-out by the Hanahan Hawks. The Timberland defense got a feeling good about how things have started here with 4 minutes left in the first.
Yeah, Tyquez Mack there, the intended receiver. Even if he caught the ball, Dean, well short of the first down. So really nothing hurt there by not completing that particular pass. So you're right, defensively, this Timberland team seems to be in sync, and they've done a nice job of containing this Hanahan offense thus far.
Bryce Kinlaw is Luke Litwin, is the punter for Hanahan. Nice high spiral, going to come down about the 30-yard line and absolutely crushed on the play by the Hanahan defense. Timberland recovers the ball.
Yeah,
but
that's one thing you got to kind of throw the hands in the air.
I don't know. Did they have enough space to give him a chance to recover that ball? No yellow flags down on the play.
Lucky break for Timberland. But, yeah, that's one where you may want to wave your hand in the air just to give yourself a little protection.
Well, give Litwin a lot of credit for putting that ball so high in there, giving his special teams an opportunity to get down there and make that play.
Emmanuel Moultrie, he's a little braver than I am, Dean. I think I'd be calling for a fair catch as soon as the ball leaves the punter's foot.
1st and 10 from the 35. They're going to go back and throw the ball downfield. Mitchell outthrows the defenders and his wide receiver. If I'm not mistaken, it looks like number 5, James Boykin. on the receiving end, but Hanahan does a nice job of covering him.
You know, Dean, there's nothing really wrong with that play. At least it keeps the defense honest, not allowing 11 guys to be in the box. So, yeah, they didn't complete the pass, but however, that's got to stay in the mind of Hanahan. You just want to keep them honest.
I don't know if they're using invisible flags, but I've not seen one flag on the field tonight, even though they're marching him back.
You know, Dean, I'm wondering if the flags are pink.
15 yards.
Because it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Obviously, we see the pink numbers, the 50-yard lines pink. We see the pink ribbons on the field. I know in the past, they usually have a pink whistle as well as a pink flag. So that might be the reason why we aren't seeing the yellow handkerchiefs on the field.
Holding call makes it 1st and 25 from the 19. Nice pursuit by the defensive Hanahan. Nowhere to run for Roger Gibbs. Gibbs again checking in, taking over for Kevin Williams. Had a nice game last week in their big win. 3 touchdowns for Gibbs last week as they beat Lake Marion 54-0.
You know, at this level, Dean, at the smaller divisions, that being, 3-7A, a lot of guys play both ways. And I've always admired these guys to be able to play offense, play defense, and for some of these guys never to leave, the field.
Sure.
So the fact that we hadn't seen any injuries, anything of that nature, very impressive by both of these squads.
Quick pass from Mitchell over to James Boykin's going to pick up a little bit of that yardage loss on the holding play. Still going to set up a 3rd and long, and that's one thing Art Craig talked about this week is that they cannot get too far behind those chains. 3rd and long situations, he said, not our friend.
Especially as you see the pink ribbon here all month long. Observation of breast cancer awareness. And I've seen Channel 4 and ABC News 4 doing a lot of things, as I'm sure you guys will do throughout the month.
Yep, Race for the Cure coming up on the 21st of October over at the Volvo Car Stadium as Timberland goes back to the left side. A nice block by the wide receiver. Going to allow Gibbs to pick up an extra 5 yards right there. I'm always a big fan of the wide receiver blocking.
Exactly, that kind of shadow blocking. James Boykin there on the block 4, trying to free up his teammate to allow him to pick up a couple more yards. So, unfortunately, not enough for the first down. But again, keeps that clock running. And Dean, this could be a situation where it might just be field position, whoever can capitalize. I kind of got a feeling if you can get one score, that might be all you need tonight.
Timberland punting it as far away as they possibly can from Quincy Mitchell. So Charlie Patterson said, I said, who's returning kicks for you tonight? He goes, Quincy Mitchell is, but I don't really expect him to field any punts tonight. He's like, I wouldn't kick to him.
Yeah, obviously a dynamic player, as you mentioned, Dean, in the open. Arguably the best running back in the state. Got a lot of great ones, even here in the Charleston area. The young man over at First Baptist that's starting to get some Division I recognition.
Michael Dukes.
So, Michael Dukes. So let's see with the Hanahan Hawk offense get going on this particular possession.
Start 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. 4 receivers set for Jake Ward. He's going to go back up to Mitchell in the middle. Up to this point in the first 3 drives for Hanahan, Timberland defense done a heck of a job stopping number 3.
You talked about controlling the line of scrimmage. Whichever front can control the line, that's who's going to win this football game. And so far it's been Timberland's defensive line getting the best of Hanahan, as we see now Quincy Miller kind of spread out to the left, just trying to get him in space.
Little quarterback draw by Ward up the middle is going to pick up more than enough for the first down. Take it all the way to midfield, the 50-yard line, a gain of 14 yards for the quarterback, Jake Ward.
A nice run by Jake Ward, nothing fancy there. Able to read his blocks, be very patient and allowing his offensive lineman to kind of get a helmet on the defenders and able to run up, pick up 14 yards on the play, a first down for Hanahan.
Here comes Mitchell around the right side, pursuit by about 3 or 4 guys. Nice stiff arm allows him to pick up 2 on the play, where he looked like he had lost about 5 yards.
And that's what you want to do if you're the defense. You just want to string it out, get him going east and west, not allow him to kind of plant that foot and turn upfield. So nice job by the Timberland defense to just make him go towards the sideline.
Looks like 2nd and 7 from the Timberland 47. Ward back in the shotgun. It's going to look left. pressure to that side. Receiver was closed up. Ward's going to take it back up the middle. You see the running ability of number 4. Just a little short, a yard or two for the first down, setting up 3rd and short.
Yeah, nice stop that time by Darius Milligan, able to bring down Jake Ward on the scramble and just taking advantage of that man-to-man defense being played by Timberland. Everybody had their back turned, and he just took off. Smart decision by the QB.
Called a 3rd and 3 from the 43. Again, Mitchell making guys miss. See if they spot him a little short of the first down, and they do. Charlie Patterson's going to bring in his jumbo package, if you will. You're going to see number 43 come into the game. That's Noah Mills.
Yeah, he's got to get
Cooper Dawson comes into the game.
He's got to get to the 40-yard line.
Somebody wants a timeout to think about it. That's going to be Charlie Patterson with 34 seconds left on the clock. And the best drive of the night so far here in the first quarter by Hanahan.
Yeah, big play here. We talked about the limited possessions by Hanahan. So with having the ball in the Wolves territory, yeah, you want to make sure you get the right call here. You mentioned it, Dean, the big lineup with the linebackers leading the way. And this is where you don't want to get too fancy. You know, just run behind your blockers. We've seen the quarterback, Jake Ward, have the ability as well.
To scramble, he does indeed. Let's crunch the numbers here, brought to you by Heritage Trust Federal Credit Union. This is what Hanahan has done over the last 4 games. Lost to Berkeley by 13. They beat St. John's. The Islanders, a very good team this year. Cane Bay, also a larger school, beat them 38-31, and then their first conference win, first conference game. The Region 7-3A, they beat Manning last week 34-28.
Yeah, big showdown tonight, Dean, in Hollywood, as St. John's playing Baptist Hill.
Love that rivalry.
Marion Brown, the head coach at Baptist Hill.
Marion Brown has been around here as long as I have.
Has played in the NFL, played at South Carolina State.
Let's look at this 4th and 1. Ward back in the shotgun. Mitchell to his left. Mitchell up the middle. Mitchell with the first down.
Depending on the spot.
Oh, no.
He's right at the line, so if he gets it, it's only going to be by the nose of the football.
The far linesman looked like he had it spotted about the 41-yard line or so, and then he kind of altered his route as they went to mark the ball. We always talk about right foot, left foot. I think that's going to be short. Where they marked it in front of the 40-yard line. Maybe the nose of the football is right there. Again, our referee tonight, the man in the white hat, Kyle Buskowski, kind of directing traffic, pushing both Hanahan and Timberland back a few yards, get a clear shot as the chain gang comes out on the field.
I think I agree with you, Dean, with it's going to be maybe the length of the football short as we get the official look here.
Wow, how about that?
Yep. Good call. For 53-year-old eyes, Dean, you were right on it.
I always like to say inch by inch, life's a cinch, but not in this case. A couple of inches here. Let's see on the replay. You see him cut back, covers up the ball well, but no, it looks like that's number 24 who made the first hit on the play. That's Darius Milligan. Really, I think, kind of stopped the progress of Mitchell. Looked like he was going to get it right there.
And I almost think, Dean, if he has the football in his left hand,
you think
that might be a first down because of the way he fell. So, but needless to say, Timberland football.
Timberland takes it up the middle. That is Thomas Johnson with the carry right there. You know, this is a great opportunity for a kid like Johnson, who probably was behind Gibbs and behind Williams, and then Williams gets hurt, and then all of a sudden, watch this young man run the football straight up the middle and does not mind running people over.
No, not at all. Running north and south, not trying to avoid contact. A very physical, punishing run on that last play. And let's see if Timberland can get this final play off before the clock expires in the first quarter.
Take it 1st and 10 from the Hanahan 47. Great pursuit on the inside. Not able to make the tackle. You had 2 players right there. Number 53 by Hanahan coming up for the play right there.
Yeah, that mean, again, that Mills. This one's Luke Mills, able to push him out of bounds.
So the first 12 minutes in the book, a 0-0 game here. Hanahan and Timberland in a game of 2 running teams. Friday Night Rivals, driven by Low Country Chevy dealers, back after this.
A time of fiction, fantasy. When gods and monsters run.
Welcome back to St. Stephen here in Berkeley County, where Hanahan and Timberland played to an even 0-0 draw in the first quarter of play. Subway is proud to offer a free mobile coupon. Text subs to 44332. You'll receive an instant mobile coupon offer that will get you any 2 6-inch fresh value meals for just $12. Text subs to 44332 for this delicious offer from Subway. Message and data rates may apply.
That's always Darren's favorite read. We had a blast at the West Ashley game. Dean, you were big time in us, and then East Lansing.
I did.
But Darren and I had a great time doing the West Ashley Goose Creek game. And
we did Goose Creek last week. I was impressed with them.
yeah, they've. I think that the turnaround started at the game at West Ashley.
2nd and 10 from the 47. Timberland going back to the run, and Johnson Thomas with another carry. He's going to pick up 3 on the play, make it 3rd and 7 from the 45-yard line.
And if you're Timberland, you try to pick up 3 to 4 yards every time because you don't necessarily want to put the ball in the air. So 3rd and 7 is not ideal, but again, a team that has perfected the option. This is almost it's just like 3rd down and 2 for them if they can get around the corner.
Just one receiver in the play, James Boykin, number 5. Timberland sideline looking for a encroachment call. Instead, we're going to get a timeout by Art Craig as he started to move some men in motion. You see Jaquez Mitchell, the senior quarterback. This offense heavy with seniors and juniors, 6 seniors, 4 juniors, and just a sophomore, Keon Bishop.
Kind of watching this Timberland offense reminds me of watching a Paul Johnson offense at Georgia Tech with a lot of motion, toss sweeps, fullback traps, things that you really have to be disciplined when you're playing, that type of football, because if you take that one false step, that could result in a big play.
All right, let's check in with our Zaxby's fans. Cam, there you see him, a little wave, a few hellos. Tell you what, this is one of the best places to come to watch a high school football game. It is. They are passionate, and they love their Timberwolves.
Now, a little tricky getting here, and I'm a little nervous that my GPS hopefully will not fail me getting out of here, because if they do, I'm supposed to go to Clemson tomorrow for homecoming, Dean. If I don't make it, it's probably because I'm driving around somewhere in Bono trying to just find a light.
Why don't you just go from here to Clemson? You're halfway there anyway.
That is true. However, I still need to pack and take clothes, Dean. I can't really wear this to the game tomorrow. I don't think they want to see a Friday Night Rival shirt in Death Valley.
Go back to the same kind of setup. One receiver down to the near side of the screen. Going to have Gibbs come around the right side. He's going to find a hole, find a seam. He's going to cut it inside. He's going to pick up the first down on 3rd and 7. 15 yards on the play for Roger Gibbs.
Is that Thomas Johnson with the kick-out block here?
Yeah, that?
Right there. That's the block that freed him and allowed him to pick up that first down. You talked about it, Dean. Blocking down the field is so important. Give credit where credit is due. Nice job by Thomas Johnson, the senior tight end.
Timberland came up with a huge drive to start this game, about a 9-play drive that stalled out on a 4th down play, and now they've put together an impressive drive here to start the second quarter, 1st and 10 from the 31.
Whoa. He's going to be pulling.
They look like they may want to rethink that play.
I'm not the smartest guy, Dean, but I'm thinking the play was going to the left.
So a flag on the play. Yeah.
Just a little anxious there.
Ah.
Can't see the number. Was that 50?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think it was.
Art Craig knows who it is. That's all that matters, right?
Right, exactly.
So we set up a 1st and 15 now from the 36-yard line. Mitchell stay behind center. He's got Johnson and Gibbs. And, I like how Thomas blocks for Gibbs here. Gibbs doesn't follow the block there. Number 62, really the first man at the ball there. That's Tyree Drayton, creating a little havoc in the backfield for Hanahan.
Also Sharon Hart there assisting Mr. Drayton on that tackle. And whenever Hanahan's been able to get penetration into the backfield, it's obviously been very disruptive for this Timberland offense. So this is an offense that kind of runs very regiment, and if you can just slightly disrupt it, it causes all types of problems for Timberland.
Got a new quarterback in the game. Looks like that's Daquan Gleason. He's going to look left. He's going to throw left. He's got Gibbs, and look out for Gibbs. Was a heck of a play there by Eric Snyder, the senior.
Snyder was all on top of that one, Dean. That play could have easily been an interception or a big hit.
That was Mitchell. I'm sorry about that. Missed on that quarterback play, but Mitchell was still in the game there.
And always dangerous when you throw across the hash marks. That was a long throw and an opportunity for Hanahan to shoot the gaps. Snyder just inches away from an interception, which probably would have resulted in a pick six, or more importantly, a blow-up play in terms of a big hit. So we talked about it being behind the chains, Dean. 3rd down and 20, facing Timberland again.
Straight up the middle. They're going to pitch it to the outside. Bad pitch. And that Gibbs with a nice move just to cover up the ball. So just as I said, they'd put together a nice drive, they went backwards about 11 yards. Let's check out our Brody Hardy's down on the sidelines with a special guest.
Hey, Dean, I'm here with Lisa Stilley of Berkeley Electric. Now, Lisa, all, what do we say, all members or owners? So as an owner, then how can I be heard?
Well, first of all, absolutely, we want to hear from you, from our owners. And probably the best way to be heard is through your voice and having a vote as a member and voting for your district trustee. But there's other ways. We can't be better without the help of our members. So contact us at any time. We have Benny Suggs on our website at berkeleyelectric.coop.
That was the word. It was beneficial suggestions, Benny Suggs. Is that right?
Yes, this is a brand new program because we take seriously wanting to hear from our members. So if they've got a great idea to make us better, another program or how to better educate them or outreach or something they want to know about, they can go in and send us that. It goes to a committee. If we use it, they get a nice credit on their energy bill. So it's just another way for them to be a part of us and make us better.
Lisa Stiller with Berkeley Electric. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Brett.
Gentlemen, I'll go ahead.
Man of the hour right now, Zach Bales, who put that ball at the 1 yard line. And here comes, Jake Ward sprinting out to the right side, looking for his receiver right there. Number 18, Kevon Hilliard. A nice play by the Timberland defense, almost came up with the interception.
Yeah, very dangerous throw. A nice throw on the run. Really didn't get a chance to get his feet set, but Jake Ward with the out throw. You're right, Dean. Almost a near interception. Kind of shocked to see Hanahan throwing out of as deep in its territory.
Well, they like to run this from the shotgun, giving it to Mitchell. So you're basically giving the ball to your running back 7 yards deep, but here they go again. Nice job by Timberland's defense to push this play to the outside. Still able to pick up 6 yards on the play.
That was a first down saving tackle. You have to give credit here as you see the nice bounce out by Quincy Mitchell. And great vision, as you can see. He's trying to get on that outside corner to pick up that first down. So came up about 4 yards short. Let's see what the Hawks have in their playbook here.
Davion Sumter with a nice play on the outside to keep him to a 6 yard gain. So 3rd and 4 now from the 6 yard line. Ward's going to keep the ball. Another close spot here.
Kerry Wynn on the stop for Timberland. This will be an interesting call here, Dean. If they mark him short, it'll be 4th down and inches. But you're at your 9 yard line, so if you don't pick up 1 yard, you're giving them essentially, I would think, a minimum 3 points. I'm assuming that Timberland has a field goal kicker.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way they're going to come out and measure it again. But yeah, I don't think there's any way that you go for this, even though you got a kid like Mitchell. But I go back to that first down play like you were talking about. Surprised they threw it on that just to try to maybe get some room. And for the second time, the chain gain is in favor of the home team. That's about 6 inches short of a first down. Charlie Patterson's not going to chance it. He's going to send out his punting unit. But you talked earlier also about the field position game here.
Right. And Timberland's done a nice job of essentially flipping the field, because unless they have some boomer kicker here, they should be able to start this next possession in Timberland territory. So he's standing about 4 yards deep in his end zone.
That's Luke Litwine, the junior. Second punt on the night. This one's going to clear out, drop at the 40 yard line, and going to go back and That's where it's going to stop at about the 41-yard line. So great field position with 7:23 on the clock here in the second quarter for this Timberland offense to try to get something going. We are sitting on goose eggs here in the Pines of St. Stephen and Berkeley County. It is 0-0 Hanahan and Timberland. You're watching Friday Night Rivals, driven by Low Country Chevy Dealers. Welcome back to Friday Night Rivals, driven by Low Country Chevy Dealers. We're sitting on goose eggs here with 7:23 left in the second quarter. Timberland taking over at the Hanahan 41-yard line after a Luke Litwine punt.
So outstanding field position for Timberland. They've had two deep drives into Hanahan territory, just not able to capitalize. Let's see what the Wolves do here.
Give it back to Roger Gibbs, who's going to cut it to the outside. He's got open field, and he's got Pater. A 41-yard touchdown run on 1st and 10. The Timberland Wolves strike Pater at first.
Yeah, that's what happens when the defense overplays, not in position. The cutback was there, and that time Roger Gibbs able to outrun this defense of Hanahan. This little toss here. You see right there that.
It was the cutback that created the touchdown and the Berkeley Electric Cooperative touchdown energy touchdown of the night. The first one as Timberland looks to extend the lead to 7.
Well, you got to stay in your lane in that situation. They overran it, and that's why the backside was wide open.
Let's go down to the sidelines of Bertie Hart. He has our David Ayler Law Office's Educator Spotlight.
That's right. So I'm here with Kerry Darty. He is the principal here at Timberland High School. So it's it's homecoming tonight. You got all your cheerleaders here behind you. What's happening here tonight?
You know, it's just been a wonderful week. We've had a great week all week long. Our kids have had wonderful activities. We've shown a lot of school spirit. We had the first graduating class of Timberland, the class of 1997, spent the day with us today. They participated in our pep rally this afternoon. They're out here. We have some of our former class members from various years participating with the band. They practiced with the band this week, and they're up in the stands performing with the band tonight. It's just an exciting time. We're always glad to host all those alumni for our events.
Now, I don't want to spoil any surprises, but is there some kind of special celebration also happening at some point tonight?
We're actually going to honor Coach Art Craig tonight for his 200th victory. Last Friday night we played Lake Marion. We had a 54-0 game. It was his 200th career win, and at halftime we're going to surprise him with a little token of our appreciation.
Well, congratulations to him. Hope good luck as he goes for win number 201 tonight.
Thank you, sir. 6-0 right now. We're looking forward to it. All right, guys. Here we go.
All right. Thank you, Brody. That's Donovan Bryan taking the kickoff after the Roger Gibbs touchdown run, returning it down to the 26-yard line. And that's where Hanahan will start things. Really only seen one impressive drive by Hanahan. The running back Quincy Mitchell has not been able to really break loose tonight. A lot of props to that Timberland defense.
But he's that type of explosive player. All he needs is one touch and one big play, and that will get him going. So Timberland cannot kind of lose their focus on this young man.
Jake Ward going to keep it on the outside. A nice play by the defense not to get sucked into that handoff. I believe that was number 54, Kevin Wilson, maybe on the play.
I thought I had 24.
That I will believe,
wrong.
Darius Milligan.
And I've been very impressed with just the speed of this Timberland defense, Dean. Very undersized, but very fast. And if you're going to be that small, you can obviously compensate for your lack of size with speed. This team is a team that can run sideline to sideline.
Ward back, looking right, going to throw right. He's got an open receiver. Looks like that was number 18, Kevon Hilliard, with the reception. Hilliard with 24 catches on the year for a couple hundred yards. Picks up a very important 9 right there.
That's a long throw for Jake Ward. Again, he picked up 9 yards, but he probably threw it at least, 15 yards to kind of get it there. So Ward showing his arm strength and able to get it to his receiver, Hilliard. So we're going to have a first down, Dean.
Kyle Boskowski's going to signal first down on the play, so call it a 10-yard completion. Ward, Kevon Hilliard going to move the chains, make it 1st and 10 from the 37. Go back inside to Mitchell. Fakes left, comes back inside. Nice tackle inside by, that's my man, number 54, Kevin Wilson. My TV Charleston at ABC News 4 is proud to present each participating homeschool a check of $500. The grant provides each school with extra funding to help make their school great. Congratulations from My TV Charleston, ABC News 4, and Friday Night Rivals. So 2nd and 8 from the 39. Mitchell stays in the backfield. Ward fakes, going to roll out left, pressured, finds a man across the way. A really nice defensive play. No flags come in.
We hear a whistle, so there's got to be a flag somewhere. As we take a look at the replay here. And a great job just getting a hand in there to knock it away.
Davion Sumter, number 25.
So was there a penalty on the play, Dean? I don't see even any pink handkerchiefs on the field.
I'm telling you right now, they're going to call a illegal man downfield.
Yeah.
I think they left their laundry at home. I think they're throwing like pieces of paper.
Well, that official over the ball is stuffing something in his pants.
I think it's a piece of paper.
Okay.
Because I saw him throw something down. I was like, I don't know what that is. 2nd and 15. Ward going to roll out to the right, going to throw back left. Now you got trouble because Mitchell's got an open field. He's going to beat 2 guys. Going to be run out of the bounds, but the 47-yard line. A really well drawn up play, executed perfectly by Ward and Mitchell.
I agree. You fake, then you roll right as you're going to throw to your right, and you have him on the backside wide open. And a nice job by Quincy Mitchell. If you're the quarterback in that situation, you want to lead him up the field. He kind of had to stop and turn around to kind of catch the ball, which is obviously the most important thing. But had he been able to get it out in front of him, the pass from Ward, Mitchell might still be running right now.
I love Charlie Patterson trying to find any way to get the ball into Mitchell's hands.
You almost have to think if they have a screen in their playbook, that should also be coming as well. If you can allow that quick rush up the middle and throw it right where the rush comes from, that could also result in a big play.
Ashton Lawrence on the move, thrown to the outside. Now I do see a flag down at the 41-yard line, so I take it back. There is a flag down. Another great job by the Timberland defense, pushing that play backwards about 15 yards.
And it could have been more had Mitchell not been able to elude that first initial defender.
You got illegal motion on Hanahan. I don't know if Art Craig will accept that call or if he's. Nope, Art Craig's going to say, nope, you go ahead and spot it here for me and make it 2nd, what seems to be about 25.
Yeah, we've seen both teams in some long situations here. We talked about 3rd down and 25, Dean, coming up. You throw a screen here.
They like to roll Ward out. They throw him out. Makes a nice pass. And the play made by number 40, Ashton Lawrence. If Timberland makes the play, we're looking at 4th down, but Lawrence makes the man miss. He moves the chains.
And it's all about, and this is a difficult throw. He's a right-hander throwing across his body. Couldn't even get his feet set. And again, the missed tackle results in a 1st down. A nice job by Timberland to push him out of bounds. But that's the one thing you don't want, Dean, on a 3rd down and 25 is to allow the opposition to get a 1st down.
A lot of credit to Lawrence making his man miss. And they set up shop at the 31-yard line, go back inside to Mitchell. He spins away for maybe 2 yards. You really tell that the Timberland defense taking a lot of pride in keeping Mitchell bottled up tonight.
When you take a look at that play, I think if Mitchell bounces that to the left towards the sideline, he could have been in the end zone. So he unfortunately ran into the back of his blockers. We take a look here. Right off to the left, there's nobody to the bottom of the screen, Dean. So if he cuts there, makes that run or that move, he could potentially be in the end zone. But instead, it'll be just a 2-yard gain and 2nd down and 8 coming up for the Hawks.
Kevin Voorhees and Kevy Bell on the left side anchoring that Hanahan offense. We do have a flag down the far sidelines at the 30, just about the same time that Kevon Hilliard went into motion. We're going to back him up 5 here to make it a 2nd and...
We know Kevin Voorhees is a senior.
What? They threw the flag, didn't move the ball. They started to run the clock again. I'm not sure what happened there. Ward looking right, going to come across the middle. Throws it a little bit too far in front of number 8. And that's going to be an interception by number 17, Tyler Sumter, the junior, with a nice interception as Ward was just off the mark.
It looked like the wide receiver stopped running his route and just kind of stopped. Actually, no, he just led him too much. The pass was intended for Tyquez Mack. And a good job, as you mentioned, Dean, by Timberland, and specifically Tyler Sumter, being able to be in the right place at the right time. And he stops what was a very promising Hanahan offensive drive.
Their best drive of the half so far here in the 2nd quarter. It's going to be 1st and 10 starting from the 16, and they're going to run right. And a great play on the inside by number 53. You like that kid, don't you?
Yeah, he came out of nowhere.
Luke Mills.
Luke Mills, he shot that gap and got in the back before he knew what hit him. So, yeah, just a tough linebacker. As we take a look at the replay, just reading the defense and just able to fill off the backside and have a fundamentally sound tackle. No gain on the play and 2nd down.
Gibbs had 2 blockers in front of him, but Mills was able to come around the backside of those 2 guys and make the play, making it a 2nd and 10 from the 18.
I mean, Mills just has that look like a linebacker, you know, kind of a Luke Kuechly type.
You like that Luke Kuechly type. You go back to the inside run to pick up maybe a yard or 2 coming off the pile, number 22. That's Hunter Mills. He's got 50 tackles. Watching this team on film and then seeing them in person today, I'm really impressed with Hanahan's size. I mean, you look at a kid like Cooper Dawson. He's got 4 sacks on the year playing that left defensive end position. But all the way across the board, Jared Rivers, number 46, and then you've got Noah Mills and then Luke Mills. I think this is a team that is set up to have a lot of success as they head towards the postseason.
Yeah, don't forget Andre Brewington, number 55. He's another solid, impressive kid for Hanahan. Oh, there he is again. All he does is fill gaps.
3rd and 8 from the 20-yard line. Going to make it about 4th and 8 from the same place as Mills comes back inside. I love the Luke Kuechly comparison.
Well, you might want to block that guy. If you're going to block anybody or leave anybody, you want to block 53 because the guy probably has 10 tackles. So I'm not the smartest offensive coordinator, but I'm going to find where 53 is, and I'm going to make sure I have a gray jersey in front of him.
So Luke Litwin back punting today, or back punting again at his 10-yard line. Again, punting it away from Quincy Mitchell. He's going to get the bounce. Going to bounce from the 40 down to the 35-yard line. And that's where Timberland will stop the ball. Hanahan will set up shop at their own 34-yard line. A really nice job again by Luke Litwin.
So when Hanahan's playing at home,
yes,
and Luke Mills makes tackles, does
yes,
everybody stand yell, Luke?
I would imagine, yes.
Just curious.
And then somebody in the crowd's going to tell somebody else they're not booing him.
Right.
They're luking him.
Exactly. Remember back Keith Kelly, when he was at Walter Bar, when he went to
sure.
Clemson, and he'd come in and people would think he was being booed, but they were actually saying "you." So they had to explain that the Clemson fans were not booing.
He didn't have that problem at Walter Bar because his name was Keith.
Exactly. Keith, Youssef. I mean, it all makes sense.
Jake Ward going to set up in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Ward's going to take it up the middle, hoping to get an advantage with the numbers up front, but not going to have it. Number 53 stepping into the pile.
Yeah, Jordan Wolford there to make the stop for the Timberland Wolves. And just like Hanahan, somewhat of an undersized defense, but just fast and quick in there. Very disruptive, and that's what it's all about. If you can't, obviously, keep those offensive linemen off of the linebackers, just shoot the gaps and don't let the play even have an opportunity to start.
Lots of 2, make it 2nd and 12. Again, more pressure from that Timberland defense. Ward is going down, and that is number 52 on the stop, Shemaine Alston, a senior.
Now, as you can see, the clock running, 2 minutes left deep in their territories. Take a look at the replay here. A bad snap, and Alston able to get to Ward. Surprised Art Craig did not call a timeout to save some time here, because you got to figure you get a stop here, force a punt. You should be able to get good field position and potentially get another score before the half.
Make it 3rd and 20. They're going to go to Mitchell up the middle, and he's going to be met by about 10 undistinguishable, can't see the number jerseys.
We'll just give it to the entire Timberland defense.
There you go. So another punting situation here.
And again, Timberland with 2 timeouts, but electing not to use them. So I'm sure if I'm Hanahan, I'll let as much time go off the clock.
113, 112.
We have to figure, Dean, it was 2:05 on that play when I made that comment. So almost a whole minute has gone off the clock. And still 2 timeouts left.
They're going to clear out. That was Luke Littman with the punt right there. Zach Bales, the Timberland punter, confused those 2 on the last punt. But again, 40-yard line is where they're going to set up with less than a minute to play. You know, it's interesting when Art was talking about losing the players. He said the most difficult part when you're coaching at a small school and you lose 1 guy, 2 guys, 3 guys, you're losing a special teams player. You're losing not only a running back, but a defensive back. You're losing a guy, who could return a kick for you. That injury affects so many different pieces to this team when you're looking at a small school, because a lot of these guys play 2 ways.
And it goes back to, like we talked about earlier, just being a 2-way. You have to be the kicker, the linebacker, and the offensive lineman all in one. So you're right. When you lose 1, you lose almost essentially 3.
1st and 10 at the 40. They're going to throw it, not going to get anywhere. Cooper Dawson with a big hit at the 40-yard line. Looked like number 5, James Boykin, able to fight for maybe a yard or so, setting up 2nd and 9 from the 41. And that's the difficult part here for Timberland when you're strictly a running team. You don't really have a big play to go to beat this clock. And when you were talking about why not call the timeout, I think Art Craig's just happy going to the locker room up here 7-0.
Well, I would think in that situation that you just run and not throw.
As they go back to pass.
Right,
and there he goes, going to launch it into the pines, if you will. So an incomplete pass with 17 seconds left.
So I guess just kind of trying to keep the defense honest. But you're right, yeah, Dean, 3rd down and 9. You go into the locker room, you're up 7-0. Your defense is playing phenomenal. You've done a nice job, for the most part, controlling Quincy Mitchell.
Great job of containing him. The one thing that Charlie Patterson was talking about, he needed his team to be more consistent. He talked about in the last game, his defense would play great, and then all of a sudden, bang, it was a 40-yard play, 40-yard. He kept saying that 40-yard play, and you look at the touchdown by Gibbs. Hello.
Let me let you guess who it is.
My name's Luke Mills.
Not to be confused with Luke Kuechly.
Watch him come right through. My goodness. I think the Mills family and the Gibbs family got to be very, very, very close on that play.
I mean, that was somewhat, obviously not to the same extent, but when you think back to the Clowney hit in the bowl game where it just went unblocked and about the timing was almost perfect. So, yeah, my heart hit. I mean, right now, Luke Mills is doing a phenomenal job. The guy's been all over the place. See, he's a little shaken there. and rightfully so.
But I don't think that's Johnson Thomas on the play right there. I think Gibbs was the one that got the ball, wasn't it?
I think you're right.
So maybe it was something happened as the play was developing, but that's the big bruising running back / fullback that they've found a lot of success with ever since the injury to Kevin Williams, who broke his hand going into the Berkeley game. Quarterback James Alston tore his ACL versus Cross. So, Art Craig, he just summed it up saying, this has been a very interesting year so far.
Well, not very dangerous because you've allowed 15 seconds left on the clock. Anything can happen. It could be a blocked punt. So that's why I'm still a little puzzled by that last 2 minutes execution.
Zach Bales punting. Quincy Mitchell off to the right. There's a flag that comes down. Nice punt by Bales. But interestingly enough, I don't know if there's going to be a call here for too many men on the field.
I thought if somebody moved early on the right side, it looked like the right end kind of flinched. Illegal shift.
Well, I couldn't figure it out because Mitchell looked like he was sprinting off the field like they had put 11 guys up on the line, but there's only 10. I don't know if...
Oh, okay, your up guy was moving.
So they're going to force him to punt it again. I don't know if they're trying to... Mitchell's trying to guess, which side of the field they're going to, try to kick it away from. So he's going to set up here on the near side, and let's see if he sprints over to the right side, because the one thing that he has not done, he's caught a pass, he's run the ball, he's not fielded a punt, as we still have some conversation about where this ball is going to be spotted. Looks like it's going to go back to the 34-yard line.
Listen, if I'm Art Craig, I tell my punter, first of all, make sure you get the snap cleanly and you just kick it out of bounds.
Yeah.
Don't even kick it in play.
Out of bounds, bad and golf.
Oh, goodness.
Bad snap. Going to pick it up, clip down. What a change with 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds left.
And that's exactly why you don't leave time on the clock. If you had no intentions, Dean, you don't throw the football out off. You just want to go into the locker room. You just you run plays, you make them either use their timeouts or just get the time off the clock. So you stopped it with the pass down the field, left time, and that's what happens. And so now a big play here. You have to think, you talked about it, get it to Quincy Mitchell, and let's see what he can do.
Well, Charlie Patterson's going to take a timeout right here. But, credit to this Timberland defense. They've not allowed Mitchell to break a big gain. They've made a couple of key stops on 3rd and short. But this is certainly the biggest play for this defense in the first 2 quarters.
Now, my limited offensive coordinator play calling has been limited to mostly Madden when I used to play video games.
Yes.
But in these situations, Dean, it seems to always work. If you have a tight end that can roll left and you roll right, as we take a look at some scores here, Fort Dorchester doing what they do each and every week, leading Goose Creek 33-0 in the second quarter. A good one, Ashley Ridge leading Stratford 21-13, and Wando and Somerville all tied at 7 at the half. But getting back to the Hanahan play, if you're a quarterback, you roll right. You start your tight end on the right side, and you have him drag left. So you roll right to get the defense flowing that way. And you have the tight end cut right in front or right behind the defense.
That's what you want to do, huh?
And wide open.
How about this? Charlie Patterson's going to kick a field goal here. He's going to take points on the road, knowing that he gets the ball back to start the second quarter.
The way Mr. Mills is playing in the first half, I just give it to him.
Luke Litwin has lined up, and now Timberland has called a timeout as well. So Litwin is the kicker, set up on the near hash at the 10-yard line. It'll be a 20-yard field goal. Number 18 is Kevon Hilliard. He's the holder here. If they want to do any shenanigans, I would think it would be Hilliard. But, I mean, if you're going to do a fake field goal here, why not just line up the big boys and give it to your best guy and see if you can get to the pylon before everybody else?
Well, and my thing is, even if you connect, you're still down 7-3. You get the ball in the second half, but you really have not had a lot of offense in the first half. So 3's not going to – you're still going to need a touchdown. Now, granted, a touchdown will put you ahead 10-7 should you be able to connect on the field goal. But, you just kind of take your chances. And you're this close. This is the closest you've been to scoring 7 points all night, and you may not get down here again.
Right.
So, but that's why Charlie Patterson gets the big bucks. So we'll see what him and his offensive coordinator come up with.
Well, in the second quarter, they had a long drive probably about 8 plays that stopped at the 29-yard line on an interception. But you go back before that, and it was a 3-and-out, another 3-and-out leading to a punt. So certainly that was the biggest drive, was that one particular drive in this quarter. Charlie Patterson now going to try to get the points on the road, which I'm a big fan of. I love points on the road.
So we'll see if they can punch it through here.
Litwin on a 20, snap a little high. Litwin drills it, and they're going to say it's wide left.
Wow.
That kid has got a leg, but you have 2 officials under each goalpost. He said he pushed it left, leaving 1.2 on the clock. Great camera work, great crew, always. And sure enough, he did, didn't he?
Yeah, what even, well, that maybe he was thinking it hooked over the top, but yeah, I definitely think it was no good.
You know, even in that situation, if we're gonna second guess here and you know, play weekend Madden football,
quarterback
you know, even with 5 seconds on the clock and you've got a timeout, you can snap the ball one time and have your quarterback shift to the right, kneel down, and at least let the ball be centered.
Correct.
In the middle of the field.
Kind of like an extra point.
It's a difficult angle. And I think even on the shorter field goals, that difficult angle makes it even more so.
Or you take a delay of game because obviously he had the leg to punch it through.
Yeah, the kid's got a leg. Mitchell's going to take it, kneel it down. We've got a halftime buzzer, a 7-0 game. Interesting turn of events, back-to-back plays. You would have thought would lead to points, but it did not. Timberland, off of a long Roger Gibbs touchdown run, takes a 7-0 lead in the halftime. Brody Hart joining us down on the field. A really interesting game. I had said coming in here, this was a battle for supremacy in this particular division. Art Craig, by the way, said, you know, it's going to really tell who takes control of this region. 7-3A right now at the 50-yard line. He is being presented a small trophy for his accomplishment last week. 200 wins. He said it was tough, difficult to focus, wanted to get it out of the way, had to wait 3 weeks to get it, but he finally got it last week. One of the better coaches, one of the better men that you'll ever meet here in the Low Country, dealing with young men. And he has done an outstanding job, and now he is standing by with Brody Hart.
Hey, Coach Craig, congratulations on that win number 200 last week. What are you going to tell your team at halftime to get that win number 201?
Well, I mean, defensively, we're playing well. We just got to continue to make tackles on the running back. He's such a good player. Keep everything in front of us. And then on offensively, we just got to try to, sneak out another score here and just kind of see what happens.
First big misstep there going into halftime with that bad snap. Didn't come back to hurt you, though.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been a shame for us to come in tied up after as well as we played for this half. We're just fortunate that they missed a field goal.
Coach Craig, good luck.
Thanks, you, bud. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. All right, guys.
How about that? Welcome back to Friday Night Rivals. It is a 7-0 Timberland game here after 2 hard-fought quarters of football. Each week, Zaxby's gives you a chance to win some free food. Just text chicken to 44332 for your chance to win $100 worth of delicious Zaxby's. Again, text chicken to 44332. Thanks to Zaxby's for being part of our broadcast tonight. Each week, David Ayler Law Office proud to highlight a scholar athlete from each participating school. Students selected will have an opportunity to win a $5,000 scholarship at the end of the season. Tonight it's Angel LaSalle, a 4.189 GPA, and then Ashley Meckley, softball, basketball, and a pretty good powder puff player and a great student, a 4.382 GPA. Here once again, David Ayler.
All right, thanks so much, guys. I'm here right now with David Ayler. David, thanks for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And tell me a little bit about why it's so important for you to be involved with the high school students.
Well, I just think that, athletics as a whole, whether you start at, your early years, 5, 6, 7 years old, all the way up, of course, through high school, college, and then those that are fortunate enough to go to the pros, really just brings so much to someone's personality and really their work ethic. You work hard to achieve through practice and routine, and then you really see that sort of grow in life. So when you hit it at an early age, particularly high school, when everybody's developing and kind of starting to see where their path may go, it's just very important, I think, for youth.
And tell me a little bit about the scholarship itself and what you are offering to the students.
The important part about the scholarship is, unfortunately, we can't give everybody a scholarship, but in my mind, they all deserve it. You have a lot of individuals that are picked out from the different schools, and it's really that they just haven't achieved one thing, it's that they've achieved multiple things, and they're really succeeding in all facets of not just their personal life, but of course, what you consider in high school your professional life, which is school.
All right, thanks so much, David. We'll send it on back to you guys. Keep it here on Friday Night Rivals.
All right, Erica Scrippett, David Ayler. Right now we head to the half. Timberland with a 7-0 lead thanks to a Roger Gibbs 40-yard touchdown run. We're back in St. Stephen after this. Welcome back to the Zaxby's Halftime Show. Let Zaxby's cater your next tailgate with your favorites like the chicken fingers platter or the salad bar. Visit Zaxby's.com for a full menu and to find a location nearest you. Tonight's trophy is provided by All-American Awards in Mount Pleasant. They have been in business for more than 20 years and are your source for corporate and sports awards. Remember, All-American Awards when you recognize excellence. It is homecoming here at Timberland. As tonight's contestants are walked through right down the 50-yard line. And speaking of excellence, it's our best part of the night. Thursday night lights and Friday night rivals, the great moments. Take it away, E.
Oh, someone almost got Moss. How about this catch over the shoulder? Great
what?
concentration. Moss. You know Randy Moss. You don't watch that segment? Come on, man. In the end zone. Touchdown. Take a look here. Almost a bad snap. Oh, loose, but hey, being in the right place at the right time. The big guy is rumbling and bumbling down the field.
He's not bumbling.
Luke off Elgin and Lakewood, and he's caught at the 10-yard line. Come on, man. You can't get caught like that. How about this? The quarterback keeper around the left side. Wait, move. I think he hit the R1 on the controller. That's just a little sidestep into the end zone. Touchdown. Bountiful. How about that high school? Oh, is that Luke Mills? Is that my man Luke Mills? No, it's 55.
This is how we play football in Texas, kid.
That's right. Everything's bigger in Texas. But hey, you might want to wrap up. Give me that. I'll take it. Well, not only will I take it, but I'm going to try and take it to the house. Tiptoeing down the sideline, but could not score 6.
He literally just took it right out of his hands.
Just give me that. You got to be strong. That's in Nebraska. North Myrtle Beach and Myrtle Beach in the Grand Strand. How about that interception there?
Something says this is going back 98.
I'd have to say on Thursday night.
What was that, two-hand touch?
Yeah, it's not flag football here, buddy. He's pointing to the sideline. He's going to take it all the way to the house. And yes, he is. The pick 6. Oh, he stopped and kind of walked in, and that's your highlights from across the country.
All right, as we go to break tonight, a 7-0 game. Timberland over Hanahan. Dominated by the run, dominated by one particular run, but not the feature back of the night. It was number 4, the senior, Roger Gibbs, giving his team the 7-0 lead. We're back after this. All right, welcome back to Timberland. That's the first runner-up, the homecoming queen, about to be announced here. Here we go.
How about that hat?
I mean, we don't do this very often for Friday Night Rivals. We got a wide shot here. Give me the wide shot.
See who's going to be crowned Timberland homecoming
They're waiting on.
queen.
They're waiting on. Oh, there you go.
Dress.
45-yard line.
Wow, congratulations to that young lady.
How about that? Man, you don't get this on every Friday Night Rivals broadcast.
See, they need to
Salt
have
Lake
that.
City, Omaha, Myrtle Beach. No, only in the Pines.
Look at that shot.
Where the harvest moon is lighting
crew,
up the Pines.
The production crew is on it tonight.
They are Emmy Award-winning material.
Kinda
Welcome
like
back to the Zaxby's Halftime Show. Let Zaxby's cater your next tailgate with your favorites like the chicken fingers platter or the salad bar. You can visit Zaxby's.com for a full menu and to find a location near you. I could take a little Zaxby's right now, by the way. Hey, fans, we're giving you an opportunity to vote for tonight's Spirit Award. To vote for Timberland, text cheer A to 44332. To vote for Hanahan, text cheer B to 44332. Guess to vote for the Spirit Award. Results later in our broadcast. Got a whole lot of pom-poms going on over there. Cheer of the week. Give them a text. Let you know who wins, and coming up a little later in our show. As for the scoreboard, not a lot of surprises, except maybe
Wando Somerville tied at 7 at the half, but Ashley Ridge still leading over Stratford 28-14. But you're right, Fort Dorchester just continues to dominate not only the low country but the state as they lead 40-7 at the half against Goose Creek. So we saw Steve LaPrade say he wants his team to be challenged to get ready for the playoffs, but I don't know, maybe they need to find someone to play on Saturday to give them a challenge. Right now, the teams playing on Friday nights not really doing a great job of challenging the Carry-On Joiner and the Fort Dorchester Patriots.
the thing watching them when they played Wando on our Friday Night Rivals game is that because of the disparity and because of the point differential, Steve LaPrade is getting his second and third team guys like sizable reps, like minutes, like good playing minutes, where all of a sudden he's got guys ready to go. I mean, if he's got somebody that goes down, he's got a right tackle that's already played, extensive minutes because of, the blowouts.
And of course, there's only one to Carry-On Joiner, but you're right, Dean, as should something happen at other positions, those guys will be very equipped and ready to take over.
I'm going to tell you something. His backup quarterback, and he said it before the game started, and then I saw him play probably a quarter and a half against Wando. His backup quarterback could start for any team in that particular region, Fort Dorchester backup quarterback. There is a ton of talent there. There is up and down the line, and that's what Steve talks about. He wants his offensive and defensive line. He wants it to start right there. And once you're able to kind of create that separation on the offensive line, the carry-on can do so much. Justin Williams can do so much. Raekwon Simmons, a running back, who I think is the most electric guy on the field and cannot and do not understand why he has not had an offer to go play somewhere.
D'Angelo Knight on the defensive end, he's already committed to go to Georgia State, a Division I team that's playing Coastal Carolina tomorrow. So you're right, Dean, just a load of talent for Steve LaPrade up in North Charleston.
Yeah, right now we want to crunch some numbers, brought to you by Heritage Trust Federal Credit Union. Some upcoming games on the Timberland schedule, just 3 left, 2 of those in region play, and reason why tonight is such an important game for somebody to move to 2-0. For Timberland, they've got Manning. Manning lost to Hanahan last week in a very close game. And then you have Franklin Christian out of the upstate for a non-conference game, and then they finish up with Bishop England. So, the drive to stay undefeated in this region really does start tonight here in St. Stephen.
And John Candy's done a great job with Bishop England. As you see Hanahan's opponent next week, they've done a phenomenal job. So, yes, between Bishop England and probably the winner of this game tonight, those will be the 2 teams that have the best opportunity and chance to win the region and to go into the playoffs with a lot of momentum.
Yeah, you don't take anything away, obviously, from Bishop England and Coach Candy. They do a great job there. But the Manning game. That will be an upcoming Friday night rivals game. Is Manning in Bishop England. It'll be a chance for us to see BE as the Timberland band. Let's take a listen as they march us and get us out of this first half. Just about a minute on the clock. Team slowly starting to come back on the field.
Ladies of Shade.
I will tell you that I do not want to interrupt, but back in the day we used to have we had bands come in for Friday night, our high school football show. The Timberland band used to come in and they would light up the studio.
Right.
And not only would they light up the studio, they would hang out for another 20 or 30 minutes and play.
Like a
And
concert,
it was unbelievable. And they have not lost their touch.
Like a little SC State.
They are something else. And you think about some of the bands we have here. The Low Country Wando wins state championships all the time. But the Burke band, just stellar. This band, off the charts. And a loss this week. One of the great band directors here in the Low Country over at West Ashley High School, Eddie Sheely, passed away. Saw that earlier this week, and he was one of the guys that he would always come in on our Friday night shows and bring his band. And from day one, he was always one of the guys willing to put his band on a bus and come on over to the studio. So a loss there for the Low Country, as Charlie Patterson's Hanahan Hawks not really producing the offense they were hoping for as they came in to this game. He is standing by right now with our Brody Hart. Send it downstairs.
Coach, you had a chance to gain a little momentum there with that turnover going into the second quarter. Weren't able to capitalize. What would you tell your team going into halftime?
Well, I mean, it's a one-score game. We got to just keep doing the things that we've been doing. We can't panic. It's one-score game. We've got a great athlete back there at running back. We're going to still try to get him loose, probably mix in the pass a little bit more and see if we can't get something on the board.
Now, Timberland was able to come down last year on your all-home turf, come away with a win. What do you do now the next two quarters to try to do the same thing to them this year?
Well, I mean, we played pretty good defense. Let them get loose on one play. We just got to block a little bit better. Get our running back some room to run in there. We throw a pass down there, and our receiver don't even make an attempt on the ball and let them intercept it. So, we just got to play better.
Coach, good luck.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back to St. Stephen's here in the Pines, Timberland High School. The Wolves with a 7-0 lead over Hanahan. Time now for your chance to win big. It's a cash card to Subway restaurants worth $500. It's simple. Just text Subway to 44332. You'll be entered to win this Subway for a year contest. One winner will be notified end of the month, October 30th. Thank you to our friends at Subway.
Eat fresh at Subway.
Hanahan won the toss, deferred. They will get the kickoff here to start the second quarter.
So is it bad that when I think of Subway and obviously they want you to eat fresh, all I think about is the chocolate chip cookies?
No, that's fine. Short pooch kick is going to go out of bounds at about the 22-yard line. The flag comes down.
And obviously not the start that Art Craig wanted in terms of kicking it out of bounds, but
well, the reason Art Craig has won 200 games is because he knows better to kick it to Quincy Mitchell.
Correct. He just kind of squib it on down there. And
as well as his defense has played, he's like, I'll give you another 10 yards or so. They're going to start this 1st and 10 at the 35.
So we talked about how well Timberland did in the first half defending Mr. Mitchell. Let's see if they can continue that here into the second half.
Dawson set up as an H-back, going to get a block. Mitchell's going to go back up front and pick up about 5 yards on the play. Make it 2nd and 5 from the 40.
And the one thing that we both know, Dean, is you don't want Mitchell to start getting that momentum and starting to get stronger as the game goes on. So if you can limit him to 2 to 3 yards per touch, you've done your job. But if you're going to let him start peeling off 5 and 7 yard runs, that's when it could potentially be a long second half for Timberland.
Counterplay inside. There you see Mitchell, the quick first step and a pretty quick 14th step as well. Pick up 10 on the play. 12 yards. Set up a first down from inside of Timberland territory.
And the holes that weren't there in the first half, so far the first 2 plays appear to be there, and he's done a nice job of finding them and hitting it at the right time. So Mitchell doing a great job early on in the second half.
Go back to the well too often. That's the Timberland defense we saw in the first 2 quarters. Stopping Mitchell and pushing him back 2 yards to set up a 2nd and 12.
Look here at the Zaxby's fans cam.
There we go.
It's safe to say. Obviously tomorrow, always a good day to go to Zaxby's and pick up chicken fingers, chicken wings.
What day's not a good day to go to Zaxby's?
True, but especially on Saturday when there's a bunch of college football being watched.
There's that counter play again. He's able to scoot out to the left side. Nice job by that Hanahan offensive line. But you see that kind of false step to the right and the counter come back to the left side.
Yeah, and Cooper Dawson, you're going to see a big block here at number 14 right there. They're able to knock the defender off his feet. So Cooper Dawson with the block that sprung the big tailback Quincy Mitchell down the field. A big 3rd down and 2 coming up for the Hawk offense. Hey, that you look at Cooper Dawson, very
big
impressive.
Kid, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Same play, going back to the well. Going to go ahead and looks like he's got it from our angle.
And I think it's safe to say in the first half, the Timberland defense definitely controlled the line of scrimmage. But early on here in the third, it's been all Hanahan, that offensive line, doing a great job of getting 3-4 yards down the field and allowing Mitchell to pick up a ton of positive yards.
I would think the offensive line had a talking to at the half.
I would
now
say.
Ward's going to throw the ball, batted down. The right side of that defensive line batting the ball down. Is that Moultrie?
Let's see who got the paws up. Good job of batting it up. And they teach you, Dean, if you can't get all the way, it looks like it was indeed, or maybe Jalen Richardson. But they teach you if you can't get all the way to the quarterback, stop and put your hands up and make it the quarterback throw over you. Good job by Timberland.
Mitchell from the outside going to cut it inside. There's the state championship speed, and that's a touchdown, the first of the game for Hanahan. It's a Berkeley Electric Cooperative Touchstone Energy touchdown, courtesy Quincy Mitchell from 37 yards.
It really went untouched straight up the middle here. Nothing fancy. So he plants that right foot, turns up the field, gets north and south, and able to get into the end zone without a hand. And let's see, great blocking by the offensive line. Who's that with the kick-out block right there? It looked like it was the offensive lineman, Kiwi Bell. So I believe it was number 54 with the kick-out block. So we knew it was just a matter of time, Dean. And Mr. Mitchell has found the end zone.
Well, that you saw the speed right there. And, you know, interesting, when I was asking Charlie about, you know, any possible offers for him or, you know, where does he stand with the scouts or the college situation, he's like, you know, USC is looking at him for track and field. Virginia Tech looking at him for track and field. But he did go and visit South Carolina and is making plans to go visit Virginia Tech as well. So you're looking at a kid with speed that college coaches would really, really like to see. Last year played mainly defense.
And you think about it, Virginia Tech, very familiar with where Hanahan, South Carolina is Sam Denmark. He's a redshirt freshman on the football team, also ran track at Hanahan. So the Hokies, very familiar with the Low Country, and I'm sure they'd be very happy to get their hands on a Quincy Mitchell, whether it be on the track and or the football field.
Bobby Bentley, the running back coach for South Carolina, and Charlie Patterson played, were at PC together. So they have a little bit of a relationship there. Hanahan kicks off. Ball's going to go out of bounds, returning the favor. So that drive started at the 35-yard line for Hanahan. Just 7 plays, going that 65 yards, all dominated pretty much by Quincy Mitchell. Getting about 70 yards just on that drive by himself, or 60 yards, should I say.
Thinking back to Hanahan, 2 proud programs here. Obviously, Art Craig, as we mentioned, has won 200 games, won 2 state titles. 2 of his 3 sons, he won a state title with them, played for him at Timberland. Of course, Hanahan, you think of the likes of Brandon Ford, who went on to star at Clemson as a tight end. The toss sweep there, a nice tackle made by Hanahan's. Actually, say 46, but we don't have a 46 on the roster.
That's 64. The 64. Right. Jared Rivers.
Yes.
Makes the stop right there on Gibbs.
Good-looking athlete, Jared Rivers, sporting 46 tonight. Those defensive linemen, they like to wear those lower numbers. They don't want to wear the 60s and the 70s.
No.
Usually they wear the single digits these days.
That's right. Little counter inside, going to go back to the right. Pick up 5 yards on the play.
Jared Rivers and
Donovan Bryan coming up with the stop right there. It's Shamar Green with the carry.
Looks like Rivers is down with an injury, hopefully. It's being assisted by Noah Mills. Again, Jared Rivers, a 6'1" senior. Hopefully just a cramp.
See a lot of those right now, especially with the weather being as it is. Not cool.
You know what that means, Dean. It's time to break out the old pickle juice to get the cramps out of the calf muscles.
3rd and 5 for Timberland. They need to move the chains here. Gibbs is going to take the sweep. Nice block on the inside. Really impressed with the lead blocks from this Timberland offense.
That jet sweep has worked all night long for Timberland. Roger Gibbs scored the lone touchdown for Timberland this far. Cooper Dawson able to bring him down at the end. And great blocking, another kick-out block by Timberland. We've commented often about just how well both teams essentially have done a nice job of blocking down the field.
That was Johnson Thomas again with that block, number 22. Really impressed with his play tonight. Jaquez Mitchell trying to get Timberland back on the board, break this 7-7 tie. This will do it. It could. What did I say? Johnson Thomas from 48 yards out to the left side, and a Berkeley Electric Cooperative Touchstone Energy touchdown breaks that 7-7 tie.
He just outran the defense on the backside. The flow of the defense was flowing to its left, and they hit it quick on the backside. Nobody there. Great blocking again. He just turned the corner down the sideline and went into the end zone untouched. Timberland back on top.
Well, you see him take that corner and beats everybody to the edge. Chris Wright not able to catch him on that corner, and he takes care of the rest. And again, think about it. Think about the depth. Think about the depth of this Timberland team. This is a kid who was third on the depth chart 2 weeks ago.
Always ready when your number is called. And boy, could that be huge, Nina, in a game with this close, this tight. It's the little things that make the difference, and that extra point can be very costly for Timberland.
That looked like a bad snap and not just able to get the ball down on the ground. So a 13-7 lead. The Wolves answer Quincy Mitchell's charge. We go to break. A 13-7 game. You're watching Friday Night Rivals, driven by Low Country Chevy Dealers. So we spent a good hour waiting for a touchdown. Got one in the second quarter by Timberland. Now in a span of about a minute and 30, we get two. Quincy Mitchell made it a 7-7 game. And then Johnson Thomas turned the corner and showed some burners of his own for a 48-yard touchdown run to make it a 13-7 game after the PAT was blocked.
All about the big plays.
And again, another short kickoff that's going to bounce out of bounds. So Roger Craig, who is also a pretty good player. Art Craig seemed to be okay just giving the ball to them at the 35-yard line.
Now the question is, can Art Craig get the knees up like Roger Craig back in the days when he was with the 49ers?
Maybe. I wouldn't put anything past him.
As you mentioned, Art Craig, one of the better coaches in the Low Country. Great person. Had to coach against his son earlier this year.
Yep, at Woodland.
Well, it's got to be a tough night for Miss Craig.
Who did not go to the game.
She
did not go to the game.
Kind of reminds you back in the old Bowden Bowl days.
Yeah.
When, remember, Miss Bowden had on a Florida State and Clemson sweater.
Yeah.
And Tommy was at Clemson.
Somebody I knew had made that sweatshirt. I wore it during the early newscast, then passed it along to Mrs. Bowden for her to wear it. But yeah, we were at Bowden Bowl 1. That was some kind of night.
Boy, has Clemson come a long way from those days.
They had. How about this setup? 4 wide receivers down low. Ward's going to keep it himself. Jake Ward going to turn it to the outside. Going to pick up 8 yards on the play. Charlie Patterson kind of shows everything to the right and then decides to go 7-on-7 to the left.
And that's just a situation where you want to spread the field, get the defenders out of the box, and then allow his quarterback to make a play around the left. So Jake Ward has shown time and time tonight, Dean, he has that ability to run. A good athlete. A good job of picking up 6 yards, 6-7 yards on that first down play.
Makes it a second very manageable 4 right now. Mitchell in the backfield. Dawson is the H-back. Mitchell cups it back inside. Going to be very close to the first down.
Another stop by Darius Milligan, the senior. You kind of feel like slowly but surely Quincy Mitchell is starting to get going. Like I feel like another big run coming because also we talked about the lack of depth for Timberland. You have to think this defense is probably starting to wear down slowly but surely, and you got Quincy Mitchell coming at you every single play. It's just a matter of time before he hits one again.
Said Ward crossed over the first down, so it sets up 1st and 10 from their own 45. Dawson again in the backfield, going to be the lead block. Mitchell picks up 3 on the carry.
Milligan on the stop once again. He's been all over the field tonight. Again, got to really tip your hat to these Timberland kids. I mean, just a lack of depth and having to play almost essentially the entire game. We saw defensive coordinator Justin Scott there.
Yep. Been around here for a while. Again, they're going to come back and counterplay. Dawson the lead block again. Pick up another 3, set up 3rd and 5.
Justin had a younger brother who starred Dustin Scott here at Timberland as an outstanding basketball player.
Remember that name?
And ended up at the College of Charleston, one of the better athletes. Had the pleasure of seeing play and calling games for.
Tracy White played here at Timberland. Linebacker, played, I believe, at Howard, and then went on to the NFL. Won a Super Bowl ring for Seattle. 3rd and 5 from the 50, but not the best athlete to come out of Timberland. Mitchell back to the inside is going to pick up that and some more. There you see the shift and the quick feet. Looked like he was going to be stopped at the 40-yard line and picked up another 5.
And if Davion Sumter hadn't grabbed the ankles, we would be saying touchdown Hanahan here, but great field vision, able to shift to the left, and Sumter with the touchdown-saving tackle. So who's the greatest athlete to come out of Timberland?
You don't know?
Well, I mean, I'm not counting Joe Hamilton and those guys.
They didn't play here.
Right, they played it.
Doesn't count. Basketball player. 1st and 10 from the 38. Ward's going to look down the field. He's got a wide open man, shoots it a little high, but oh my goodness, Noah Mills. The crossing pattern was wide open.
And I mentioned Noah is a very good basketball player, post player. Coached Noah for one summer. Usually has very good hands. I'm surprised. You throw it into him, and he's got good hands.
Maybe he's more of a shooter. Maybe more of a shooter?
Yeah.
You don't like the big guys to shoot, though, do you?
No, they don't need to shoot. They need to be able to do the miking drill.
2nd down and 10. Give it back to Mitchell inside. Hawks defense stopping him for a gain of 3.
And he does such a great job of making something out of nothing. That's about the 3rd play on this drive that he should have either been tackled for a loss or a small gain. And because of his shiftiness and is able to kind of, as they say, get skinny and get through those holes, putting his team in a much better situation. 3rd down and 6 coming up for the Hawks.
Ward's going to fake it, going to take the ball inside. He's going to shift to the right side. What a nice move. He's got some open field to the right. Going to lower his shoulder, pick up an extra 3. 1st down at the 23-yard line.
Good run that time by the quarterback. Jake Ward, the defense paying so much attention to Quincy Mitchell. And the great read by the QB and able to get around the corner on the right side, lower his head, and pick up another Hawk first down.
Been really impressed with him.
Yes.
Running the ball today. A lot of the quarterback draws of the middle, but right there kind of seeing the whole field and pushing it to the outside for the 1st down. Dawson moves to the left. Going to pick up a block on the inside. My goodness. Cooper Dawson. The only thing he's missing with his pancake blocks is the syrup maple.
Getting Helmet Sam Moultrie on the stop. And you know what, Dean? It just hit me. I know exactly who the greatest basketball player to come out of Timberland. Kalina Green.
Boom.
Played basketball at UConn for Gino Auriemma. Anytime can you imagine Gino coming to Timberland? Like, he's probably thinking, where am I going?
2nd and 8 from the 20. Ward's going to keep it back up the middle. Not going to be fooled this time.
Yeah, nice tackle.
Number 24.
34.
34.
Yeah, William Chandler with the tackle and the airplane celebration. And again, the numbers. Like, you almost have to wait till you can see a shoulder pad.
I know.
To see the number on the side.
Loss of 1, 3rd and 9.
Can the Timberland defense bend but not break?
Going from the 21. You got to think this is 2-down territory the way they have been playing this game.
But the Hanahan field goal kicker, has a strong leg.
He does. Ward looking across the middle. He's got a man across the middle. Going to be, looks to be a yard or two short from the first down. But Ward, again, he's thrown the ball well this year. 5 touchdown passes.
Ashton Lawrence with the catch. And 4th down and 2, Dean. Let's see. Looks like Charlie Patterson and the Hawks are going to keep the offense on the field. And instead of attempting a field goal, they're going to go for it.
4th and 2 from the 14-yard line. Mitchell to the right of Ward.
Yeah, you got to give the
Cooper
Quincy
Dawson, the
Mitchell
H-back on the right side.
Did he get enough? It's going to be close again. We've had a lot of close calls here tonight.
You know the old right foot, left foot mark, right?
Correct.
All right, so if they mark it to the right foot, it's going to be a first down. If they mark it to the left foot, probably going to be a little short. I think that's going to be short again, which would be the 3rd time that they have missed out here. And I tell you what, when the Timberland defenses need to really kind of stand up and make a play, they have so tonight.
Yeah, we talk about that bend but not break mentality. Outside of that big run by Mitchell, they really have done a nice job of kind of containing Hanahan. It's going to be short.
How about that? This game has been separated by about 18 inches tonight.
Yes.
Right?
For both sides.
Let's now go down to our partner on the sidelines. That's Brody Hart.
Hey guys, so I'm here with Corporal Allison Gatson. She's with the Berkeley County Sheriff's Office. She's also a school resource officer here at Timberland High School. But even above and beyond that, you're coordinating an effort tonight to raise money for breast cancer. So that's just something that kind of happened to fall on the same night as homecoming, right?
What? Yeah. Here we go. First and 10. We've been doing this for a couple years now, and I enjoy doing it because it's for a good cause. We raised $950 tonight, and the student body, like the seniors, over $300 raised. It's everybody put in the effort. All the ribbons made, carpentry students. It's just one big effort, with everybody here. So it's for a good cause.
Well, and it's a fun night tonight because you got homecoming, you got this, you just gave away a chair or something about a car or something being given away as well. So you're just kind of rallying around fun as well, right?
Right. It's all in fun, but then again, as I said before, it's just a good cause. Yeah, it's a good cause. I have family members, friends that have had to deal with having breast cancer, and who knows, even if it was just $9.50, it all goes towards finding a cure, and that's what it's all about. So we enjoy helping.
Corporal Gatson, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, guys, a lot happening. What we said homecoming. We said this fundraiser tonight. She's a school resource officer, also with the Berkeley County Sheriff's Office. So she's a busy woman, doing great things tonight. So now back to you.
Brody, I thought for a minute you were in trouble. Just for a moment.
Yeah, I approached her, and she looked at me kind of funny. We became fast friends. So
ball on the ground, 3rd and 4. Anytime Brody talks, we got a turnover. We got something big happening. It's fail safe.
Looks like Timberland's going to be able to regain possession.
That was a 3rd and 4 from the 19, and you watch inside.
Somebody poked this out. Yeah, it looks like they're to get a hand on it. Originally was Andre Brewington.
Well, your man Luke was on it, and the ball kind of rolled through his legs, and as Timberland recovered it, they recovered it for a first down.
Listen, Luke gets 2 Zaxby sandwiches tonight on the bus ride back to Hanahan, because the man has worked hard tonight, so definitely 2 Zaxby's meals for him.
2 Zaxby's night.
Exactly.
You're going to start 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. Here comes Gibbs around the left side. He's got a nice block. He's got 7 on the play.
And for a while there, Dean, I thought the Timberland team was starting to wear down, but now that they came up with the big stop on the defensive end, the offense now all of a sudden, it's amazing. It's kind of the same way in basketball. Like you're tired on defense, but when you go on the other end, all of a sudden you have energy for offense, and that's what we're seeing here with Timberland on this drive.
Well, when I asked these 2 coaches for their starting lineups, I got, like 14 players, on the offense and defense. And I'm thinking you can't play 14, but they said we rotate our guys so much that a lot of these guys get equal playing time.
Like we said, at this level, you have to have that.
2nd and 3, nice cutback by Gibbs. Another nice cutback. He's going to turn the corner, loses his balance at the 41-yard line. We talk a lot about Mitchell, really have overlooked a little bit Roger Gibbs.
Look at this cut right there, switching to the left hand and wisely kind of the in and out move and able to get on the corner and out of bounds, and that will keep the chains moving for Hanahan.
They set up a 1st and 10 from the 41, 32 seconds on the clock. Let's see if they want to try to run this clock out before they set up a play. They're going to get a play in. A 13-7 lead. They're going to go right up the middle with Johnson Thomas to pick up 3. That'll be the last play of the 3rd quarter. And what a good quarter of football it was.
I guess at the end of actually
Art Craig is looking at the press box, wondering why the clock has stopped. There we go. Art Craig is going to remind them, you are the home team clock operator.
And we have the lead.
It is a 13-7 game. Timberland over Hanahan. We've got 12 more minutes to play. You're watching Friday Night Rivals, driven by Low Country Chevy Dealers. Welcome back to Timberland High School, where the Wolves hold a 13-7 lead over the Hanahan Hawks as we get set for the final 12 minutes of football. This is a football team that has dealt with some injuries, but Art Craig told his coaches, we've got to be better. Our players have got to be better. It's the next man up. And he said, as many butt cuts as we have handed out through the years, nobody's going to feel sorry for us being maybe a man or two down.
As many region championships as Timberland has won and state titles. And there's my man Luke right there. Well, actually, that wasn't Luke that time shooting the gap, but here's the big play.
This is Gibbs from the left side, taking it to the right side. He's got a host of Hawks tracking him down. And that's Luke Mills coming up with a tackle. The problem there for the Hawks, they blitzed everybody. And once you got past that first set of and the second set of defense, it was free running.
Just got to get past that first wave, and that's exactly what Timberland did. Nice job of cutting across the field by Roger Gibbs. And the blitzer was Hunter Mills, the other third of the Mills, and just couldn't quite get to it. So that's always the gamble that you take. When you blitz, you best make contact, because if not, someone's going to be running free down the field.
30-yard gain to start the fourth quarter. Thomas now moved to the outside, picking up maybe a gain of 3 to set up a 2nd and 4 situation.
You know, and if you're Hanahan, you cannot allow Timberland not even to score a field goal, because just the way they conduct their offense, they try to shorten the game and use as much time off the play clock and game clock as possible. So a nice job by Hanahan to get a break there, because they pushed the runner out of bounds, so that stopped the clock. But yes, this is a crucial situation for Hanahan. They can absolutely not allow them to pick or actually score any points here on this drive.
A big 32-yard gain by Gibbs puts him in that position. Mitchell fakes the pitch, going to keep it inside, down on the 16-yard line. Going to be very close to a first down.
Smart play that time by Jaquez Mitchell, because I kind of have a feeling that would have been a difficult pitch for him. Hanahan, Wesley Crane being in the right place and forced him to turn it up the field. So a great read that time by Mitchell.
It's going to be 3rd and 2 from the 16-yard line, so well short.
And I'm with you, Dean. This has to be almost, you got 2 plays to pick up 4 yards.
We get a flag on the far sideline.
And that's never good, because it'll either be an automatic first down for Timberland or a 3rd down and 9 if against, and actually Timberland's clapping, so it must be against Hanahan.
They're going to step off 5. I don't know if it was an encroachment call, but it came quickly before the snap.
Wow.
Set up offsides, make it a 1st and 10, a very costly penalty from the 12-yard line now. That's where Timberland will set up shop.
And it goes back to those mental mistakes that Charlie Patterson talked about last week. If we can eliminate the mental mistakes, we're going to be a good football team. That was a crucial mistake there.
Here comes that blitz again. They're bringing 2 extra guys. It's Andre Brewington right in the middle of that pile.
And obviously, as well as this game's been going on so far, Dean, if you're Art Craig, use as much time as possible and just end in points.
Yeah, he's got to be very, very happy with it.
I think it's safe to say I don't think we'll see any passes from Timberland in these next couple of plays.
No. But you're right. It's exactly what Charlie Patterson talked about. You know, we'll have positive play, and then we'll just shoot ourselves in the foot with a untimely penalty, which we just saw right there, giving a fresh set of downs to Timberland. We have a stop of play and a timeout right now with 10:13 on the clock in a 13-7 game.
We talked about it, Dean, another big game taking place in the Low Country, St. John's and Baptist Hill. And Baptist Hill right now leading 32-27 at the half. So a lot of offense there in Hollywood, South Carolina.
Always check in on our Zaxby's fans camp. Hey, Santa Claus. Keeping an eye on who's being naughty, who's being nice.
There he is.
You want some Zaxby's? You better be nice.
For the sleigh ride. Actually, Santa Claus is probably getting ready to get warm. It's almost time to start, doing some yoga, stretching.
Uh-oh. We got some shakers down here. We got, oh, look at that. Look at that.
I got to tell you, Dean.
Tell me.
The smell at Timberland is just a little different than any other high school that we go to.
Is this the first game you've done here?
No, it's been, this year. But, yeah, I've done it in the past.
Right below the press box is a big fryer.
Exactly.
And it's fish.
Kind of reminds me of being
shrimp.
at Oliver Dawson Stadium in Orangeburg going to a South Carolina State game.
Here comes a blitz again. Hanahan defense bringing about 9 guys in. Stops Gibbs right here for about 3-yard gain, setting up about a 3rd and 7. It is a gamble for them to do this.
Yes. Because the middle's wide open.
The middle is wide open.
I mean, you can be Tim Tebow and jump throw it into the end zone if you have a capable athlete that can catch. So let's see what Art Craig comes up here on 3rd down.
3rd and 6 from the 8 right now. Gibbs and Thomas behind Mitchell. Gibbs to the left, going to take it, head to the right. Nice play by Cooper Dawson to slow things up. Gets him back down to about the 6-yard line, leaving up about a 4th and 2.
And I got to tell you, Dean, if I'm Art Craig in the situation, because they're selling out on the run, I mean, I seriously have to consider just throwing a safe pass, maybe just a tight end dump.
On 4th down?
Yes, because they're gonna have 11 guys essentially on the line of scrimmage. It's not if you don't complete it, but you should. It's just a jump. It's a tight end dump.
I couldn't see who had called that last time out.
I think it was on Timberland.
Well, they're going to go for it on 4th and 4. Try to put this game away, really, with 8:55 on the clock. A stop here by Hanahan changes the complexion, and they're going to get an offsides.
Wow.
On the kid who has been making play after play after play, and you wonder if they just went up to the line of scrimmage thinking hard count, but it's going to be offsides.
to see a replay here.
Let's take a look again.
Luke, so anxious to make the play and shoot the gap that he was offsides. And I don't know if it'll be an automatic first down.
It's going to be awfully close. They step off 5, and they're going to call it 4th down and short right here. I don't think that the chain gang can be as close as they are without it being a first down, but they're going to call it 4th and short from about the 2.25 yard line.
Who's going to get their pads the lowest and win this line of scrimmage?
They're going to Mitchell straight up the gut.
Touchdown.
Mitchell's going to take it in all the way for the touchdown. It's a Berkeley Electric Cooperative touchdown. Touchstone Energy touchdown. Mitchell getting in behind his line of scrimmage and doing the rest.
Yeah, he talked about running behind your pads. Helps got a little bit of assistance from the back with the push. And that was actually easy. I mean, he picked up almost 3 or 4 yards on that play. And that will extend the Timberland lead.
Snap is down and the kick is good. So make it a 20-7 ball game for Timberland. Hanahan needs 2 scores. We'll see if they can get it as we go to break. 19-7. You're watching Friday Night Rivals, driven by Low Country Chevy Dealers. Welcome back. Start of your 4th quarter, your Chevy Silverado drive of the game. It was the drive you just saw right there. 5:44 taken off the clock. To my count, it was a 14-play drive. Certainly helped by the 32-yard gain by number 4, Roger Gibbs, should I say. And then it was capped off, of course, by the 1-yard 4th and goal by Jaquez Mitchell. Gives him a 20-7 lead here with 8:45 in the 4th quarter. Another long drive by Hanahan capped off with points. Everett.
And that's the most important thing. Time is now not on the side of Hanahan. So they're going to have to score, obviously, twice, but they're going to, more importantly, have to score quick. Because you have to think by the time Timberland gets the ball back, that's at least 2 minutes off the clock because they're going to run that clock down with that option offense.
The interesting thing, Coach Patterson told Brody at the half they would start maybe looking at to throw the ball a little bit more. That 20-7 lead, they're going to go ahead and kick it deep now, this time to the middle of the field. This is number 6 for Hanahan, Donovan Bryan, bringing it out to the 32-yard line or so. But a lot of the tape that I saw that, Scotty and Darren have been covering this team, they used Cooper Dawson a lot. They used number 43 quite a bit as well, Noah Mills. See if they start to get these guys involved in the passing attack here, because they're going to have to start moving the ball through the air.
When you talk about Cooper Dawson, just kind of looking at him and his appearance, he kind of reminds me, Dean, of Raleigh Cooper.
Yep.
Kind of big with the long hair at the back. I think Riley Cooper wears number 14 as well, a wide receiver. So, yeah, let's see if they put the ball in the air, because right now they can't afford to have a time-consuming drive.
They're going to give it to Mitchell inside for 3 yards or so, make it a 2nd and 7 from the 32-yard line.
And you almost would think that maybe Hanahan, not necessarily a 2-minute offense, but you got to get it going. You can't allow yourself time to walk back to the huddle. You have to have that sense of urgency, because it is a 2-possession game.
Ward licks left, throws right. He's got a receiver open, overshoots him by just a little bit. That was Sidney Gary on the right side of the field. I think if Wardy had the time just to slow it down a little bit.
And I see a lot of these high school teams, usually the passes that they throw, Dean, probably because it's the safest, or it's to the outside. But a lot of times the middle is wide open, so if they could hit a skinny post or a slant, something to kind of get these guys into space, that's where they can really have a lot of success, is in the middle of the field.
You got Noah Mills set up almost as the H-back behind the left side of the scrimmage, the line of scrimmage there. Let's see if they look at him. They're going to take it back inside to Mitchell. Taken down quickly.
Now 4th down. You talk about Noah Mills coming up that H-back position, maybe even a wheel route for him. Kind of get him matched up maybe on a defensive end or a linebacker coming out of the backfield. That time he was in primarily as a blocker, and he's going to have to block huge here because it's a 4th down and about 4 coming up for Hanahan.
Set up at the 35-yard line. They're going to move Hilliard to the right. 2 receivers top, 1 to the left. Mitchell in the backfield. You got Mills moving to the right now. So everything is powered to the right. See if Jake Ward bootlegs it out to the left.
Yeah, he's got one-on-one at the bottom of the screen.
Looks to the right. He's going to throw it that way. Throws it for the first down. Nice throw and catch. Sidney Gary on the catch, moving the chains.
Pitch and catch, nothing fancy there. A nice toss. Nice job by Sidney Gray watching the ball into his hands and coming up with the first down catch. The drive will continue for the Hanahan Hawks. Great tackle by Emmanuel Mutri of Timberland.
So set up 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. 4 receivers down to the left. Gary, lone receiver up top. Mitchell now going to move into the backfield. Ward's going to direct him back out to that 4 wide receiver setup. Ward under pressure. Ward going down. My goodness, what a nice play.
Yeah, Terrence Smalls on the blitz from the backside.
You see him coming in around the edge.
Really, Ward had really no option. A good job of protecting that football, not fumbling it on the big hit by Smalls.
So they go back to the pass. Timberland blitzes, puts them now in a 2nd and 14 situation. Again, nice block by Mitchell. Ward out of the pocket, throws it. There's the big H-back. Noah Mills, hard to go down. Out at the 45-yard line. They've been looking for that play all night long.
We just talked about it, getting him on the 6'3 senior, kind of on that wheel route out of the backfield. He was in the slot that time, but a good job by Ward avoiding the rush and being able to escape and get it to Noah Mills. Like I said, 6'3", good hands. Let's see, because he's almost like a matchup nightmare for most guys on the defensive side.
Absolutely. Ward back again, goes right, comes back left. Number 40, Ashton Lawrence, looking for a flag. Looked like he got tangled up a little bit, but no flag thrown.
I was to say, it looked like he got his jersey pulled off, so I don't know if he was looking for the holding call or what, but he didn't get it. 2nd down coming up, for the Hawks.
It looked like James Boykin had lost his gloves inside of his shirt.
Okay, that's probably
Do you know
not
what
a
I'm
good
saying?
place to have
I'm just
them.
saying. They were awfully close there. So 2nd and 10 from the 45 for Ward. Mitchell to his left, Mills to his left. Counterplay inside. Mitchell looking right. Ball pops out. Looks like one of his linemen jumped on it. And oh my goodness.
That would have been a big run.
Oh my goodness.
Mitchell, because he was well on his way. Take a look here. He'd already gotten past that first line, and right here, actually his lineman, the ball went off his lineman's back, and that's what knocked it out.
-2 on the play, but looking from our perspective on top of this press box, there was nothing but really green grass over to the right side.
He might still be running. So 3rd down and 12 coming up for the Hawks. They need, I'd say, at least 8 to 9 yards here.
Mills set up as the H-back. Mills cuts to the right side, going to throw back left. And there's going to be a flag on the play. Mitchell did a wheel route coming on the left side. And he was blocked out of the play. Was that by number 13, Dakari Wynn?
Let's see. Is that 13? Now, that play worked in the first half when we saw Mitchell with the big run down the sideline. Went back to it again. But again, as you mentioned, the not necessarily pass interference, but let's see what the official call is from.
I think they're looking to see maybe if the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. If it was, then Mitchell is fair game, and you can put pads on him.
I don't think the ball was tipped.
They're going to pick up the flag.
I was about to say, it definitely wasn't tipped now. Ball gets up here. And it definitely, I guess, would be a catchable pass, but.
You know, that is one of the problems not having a mic on the official. We can't exactly know why that the flag was picked up. I mean, they could have called it an uncatchable ball, but he was certainly within reach, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the ball landed, in the field of play. So had his route not been interrupted, he may have had a chance to, get to that play, but 4th down here.
Regardless, it's 4th and 11 from the 47. Ward goes right, going to throw it left. Going to be overthrown and change of downs. That Timberland defense putting pressure on number 4, the quarterback, Jake Ward.
And that might be the Lou Gray stop of the game right there, because that probably will do it.
This is our Will Lou Gray never stop learning stop of the game. Let's take a look. Oh, this was kind of nice. I mean, not if you're him.
Yeah.
That Hanahan defense, special teams unit, putting a hurting on them. Timberland did hang on to possession, but my goodness.
Bam, bam play, as they say.
So 5:19 on the clock. Hanahan putting a lot of guys inside, shooting the gaps. Gibbs going to go right. He's going to pull up and stop here. Number 22 with a nice play. That's Hunter Mills on the tackle. 4 yards in the backfield.
Yeah, you're Art Craig right here. You don't even want to fight for additional yards. Just go down, stay in bounds, keep the clock running, protect the basketball, protect the football. Yes, it's almost basketball season, Dean. Protect the football, and again, just stay in bounds.
Oh, how about this? This is good. So this is when social media really comes into play, right? We're getting suggestions
as to
why was the flag was picked up on the screen pass on 3rd and 12 because the pass was behind the line of scrimmage.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, I appreciate that, Charles T. Onion. Great play by Gibbs right there on the sweep to the right side. Looked like he was about to go out of bounds, and then he kind of pulled up. Smart play. Keep that clock running. Hanahan able to make the stop right there. Makes it 3rd and 11 right now. 4:11 on the clock.
This is my 3rd game, 2nd with you, but Charles T. Onion came up huge when I was with Darren as well on, I don't know what we were debating. But it's good to know that Charles T. Onion watches Friday Night Rivals.
I wonder if Charles T. Onion is like a lawyer. Maybe he think he's in the law business, maybe.
Yeah, you just never know.
No wide receivers, going to run the ball. Gibbs going to go to the outside. You got a flag coming in from the back of it. Mitchell's pointing at Cooper Dawson, and going to be a holding call on Timberland, which is what they did not want. Stops the clock here and the gain of about 3. We'll see what Charlie Patterson does here.
I would think he would decline it because it'll be a 4th down.
He is declining it on the far sidelines.
If you accept it, that would just allow Timberland to run more time off the clock. So now if you're Art Craig here, Dean, you have to have your max protection on. You don't want this punt to get blocked.
You don't want the punt to go in Quincy Mitchell's hands either.
And you don't want to snap over his head to roll all the way inside the 10-yard line.
What else do you not want right here?
Just kind of loft it back there, You
got a lot of let's nots.
Just kind of loft it back there. Let the punter step into it and just get it off.
Mitchell is set up on the near hash. We'll see if he makes a sprint to the far hash to try to pick it up. Charlie Patterson has got some questions And now he's got his hands on his hips. Doesn't like what he's hearing from the official. There's some conversation going on in the far hash at about the 47-yard line. Now his hat and his
he's got to be careful because an unsportsmanlike will result in a first down.
His hat and his headset has come off. They have picked up the flag. Hanahan has charged a timeout. There was a lot of discussion going on with very little explanation.
Yeah.
But it looks like it remains 4th and 8 from about the 48-yard line.
Yeah, the last thing you want, I can promise you, is on a 4th down and 8 to get an unsportsmanlike conduct on the coach, which would result in an automatic first down.
All right, tonight's smooth move of the game brought to you by Yaden Chiropractic Clinic. This is all part of the 14-yard. Oh no, this is the first touchdown that Timberland put together.
Yeah, just making that one move, that plant of the left foot, and the run to the right, and the smooth move, Yaden Chiropractic Clinic move of the game. So they're going to add more time to the clock. They're going to reset the game clock to 3:40. That's what the discussion is. I think Charlie Patterson wanted a timeout and apparently didn't get it as quickly as he wanted. Maybe that's why he was causing the scene.
That was a first. That was a first. We'll explain what happened in just a minute as Timberland gets ready to punt from the 48-yard line. So you got Mitchell set up on the near hash. You would imagine the punt's going to the far hash, and Mitchell then now sprints to the far hash, trying to get his hands on the ball. He does.
Ooh.
Picks up 7 yards.
Very dangerous.
Heck of a play. Heck of a play. So we are in the far left side of the press box here, and I heard somebody banging on a door like somebody had been locked out somewhere, but it was above us where the coaches are filming. I couldn't figure out what was going on, and they said, please tell the guys to put some more time on the clock. And I said,
sure.
I don't know if that's in my job description, but happy to help out. So 3:32 on the clock. Tonight's Spirit Award, the Cheer of the Week winner goes to the home team, Timberland. The streak continues for Friday Night Rivals.
Which still baffles me, because you would think the home team would have fans at the actual game.
Here we go, 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. Ward back under pressure, going to scramble right, look right, going to be taken down by about 4 Timberland players. That Timberland defense, if there is a game ball to go out, I think it would go to all 11.
Undersized, but very athletic, very fast, and those guys, they just run sideline to sideline, and really give them credit because this is a very explosive Hanahan offense, and to hold them to just 7 points thus far through the night, you can't say enough about the job that Timberland has done tonight behind the defensive coordinator, Justin Scott.
Bad snap over Ward's head. He's going to scramble around. He's got nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. Ball on the ground. The officials say he was down before the ball came out. Ward slow to get up.
With another blitz off that corner. That's the second sack. The last 2 possessions for Timberland. And Terrence Smalls again will be credited with it.
I don't know the yardage total for Quincy Mitchell, who came in with 3 straight games of over 200 yards. But I know in that one drive that tied the game at 7, he had 66 yards on that drive. I would be surprised if he was in the 105 area. Timberland's done a great job with him. A little jet sweep, but a Mitchell on the outside. I take it all back. Here he comes for some more out at the 14-yard line. But you can see the talent that this kid possesses. But again, a lot of credit goes to Timberland, the defense, and the coaching staff tonight.
Yeah, you think about it. I'm not sure if Hanahan has played a team that has the athletes that this Timberland team, possesses. I mean, look at who Hanahan has played. They opened the season with a win over May River, 27-8. Lost against Andrews, 28-13. Lost at Wando, 28-14. Lost at Berkeley, 44-31. And then, of course, beat St. John's, 20-14. Before losing to Cane Bay and winning at Manning. So he's seen some top-notch athletes here tonight and a near interception.
Well, Ward gave it a heave-ho. He is still down about the 14-yard line, getting help from his offensive line. That was a 4th down play.
That's such, the old saying, Dean. That's why they're on defense.
There is a penalty flag on the play. I think if we go back and look at the replay, it may be roughing on the passer because it's going to be a first down.
Wow. And that will extend the
for
drive.
Hanahan.
Yeah. Because you talked about it, Dean. The quarterback, Jake Ward, being down after the play. So Ward here, he gets it off, and bam. I'm not so sure about that one, Dean.
2 minutes left in the half. It is a 13-point game. Hanahan Hawks need points, and they need them quick. Ward throws it out to number 17.
Wesley Crane.
The junior pulls it in. Able to get out of bounds and stop the clock at 1:54. Again, you're going to see a quick offense here, as well you should. Ward and Mitchell in the backfield. You got 2 receivers set up high, 2 receivers set up low. Ward looks left, going to throw left, crossing pattern across the middle to Ashton Lawrence. Going to pick up the first down.
And much like you, Dean, just very impressed with the physical size of Hanahan. You look at these wide receivers, they all appear to be, taller than 6 feet. They're running nice routes there. Nice catch by Ashton Lawrence. So from a physical standpoint, Hanahan definitely had the advantage, but little kids from Timberland could just simply flat out run, and that's been the difference here tonight.
Ball set at the 43-yard line of Hanahan. They want to put 145, 146 back on the clock. The clock did not stop after that first down. So 146 to be put back on the clock. And once they get set here, the clock will start. On the snap of the ball, Ward looks right. It's going to stay right. He's got a wheel route just right over the head of number 17, Crane. Crane, I think, a little late getting his head around to identify where the ball was being thrown.
And also, if Ward throws that ball down the field, that could have been a big play. Because you're right, Wesley Crane kind of whipping that head around, but it was over the wrong shoulder. So you throw it over the inside shoulder down the field. Wesley Crane could have potentially made a big play.
Clock stopped at 1:41, 2nd and 10 at the 44-yard line. Ward rolls right. He's got some blockers up front. Nice catch by number 2, Sidney Gary. Hands out in front and a first down, and the clock stops with 1:36 to play.
And Ward, each time he's rolling to his right, he's a right-hander. So let's see if Art Craig maybe sends a cornerback blitz from that left side to try to disrupt the timing of this Hanahan offense.
It always amazes me when you get into these 2-minute, up-tempo, quick offenses when you think, where's it been all games? But
right.
Certainly it's a different mentality right now. 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. Ward looks left, going to stay left. He's got Ashton Lawrence across the middle and undercuts the route. A Timberland defensive back, I believe that's Emmanuel Moultrie. He is going to go out of bounds at the 40-yard line. A couple of flags come in late.
So I think is that James Boykin? Yep, that's James Boykin of...
Was it Boykin number 5?
Yeah, looks like you called it, Dean. Just went under the route. Ball was underthrown. And the return, I saw a penalty flag. I think it was a block in the back, but that was after the interception. So that will just simply back Timberland up. But needless to say, congratulations to the Wolves. They're going to get a homecoming victory here tonight over Hanahan, but more importantly, improve to 2-0 in region play.
A second interception by that Timberland defense today. Our Low Country Chevy dealers' key player of the game. Let's check it out. It was the running game. They wanted to emphasize ground it out, and they grinded it out for sure. Gibbs to the left side, the big fella inside just lowering his head, lowering his boom, lowering the boom. So a really nice job by Thomas Johnson and Roger Gibbs, our co-players of the game. But I got to tell you, it was that offensive line created it, and they stuck with it, and they trusted the process, and they made it work.
And for defensive-minded people, they can also say the defensive unit because of the fact that they held Hanahan to just 7 points. So definitely a team victory here tonight for Timberland.
We'll probably have one snap, one play. We'll kneel it down. We will not kneel it down. We will run a play. And Hanahan flying into the ball right there as the clock keeps running, 40 seconds to play. Take away nothing from Charlie Patterson, the job that he does with this Hanahan Hawk team. And I think by the end of the year, I think they've got all the pieces in place. I think they're big. They've got obviously the skill. They've got a good little quarterback. But tonight, I think, is case in point why Art Craig has 200 wins.
Exactly. I mean, sometimes it's not about the size, but it's just using that speed, and if you can't block them, you got to just run around them, and that's exactly what Timberland did, tonight. So I agree with you. Hanahan, they have the size, they have their quarterback, they have the running game, but if they can, it's all maybe just about the matchups. And if they can match up with the team that doesn't have that speed of Timberland, they could go very far in the playoffs.
Well, it's a 20-7 game, and if there was one area that the game of Art Craig's got to look at, maybe special teams. He had one PAT that didn't go, but I think it's going to be hard pressed for Art Craig to find any problem with what happened with his team tonight. They controlled the ball when they needed to. Their defense stood up to the test. They shut down one of the best running backs, at least in the last month, in this state, to walk away with a 20-7 win and a 2-0 record in Region 7 3A.
All right, so congratulations to Art Craig. You talked about it. Not a lot to complain about tonight. It's just enough to get the victory.
As we go to break, when we come back, we'll present our trophy to the Timberland Wolves. A 20-7 win here at home for homecoming. Welcome back to Timberland. The Wolves taking control of this region champion, or this region 7-3A with a win over Hanahan tonight. 20-7 the final. Still waiting for a Bishop England score to see how they are situated tonight. But right now we want to go down to the field with our reporter Brody Hart and head coach Art Craig.
Hey, Coach Craig, we talked about your defense before halftime. Tell me how they kind of stepped it up again in the second half.
Well, I think after halftime, you had that one little lull there. I got to give all the credit to Coach Scott, defense coordinator, and his staff for putting our kids in the right place, and they just did an outstanding job of doing what they were taught.
This is win number 201 for you. How proud are you of these guys to help you get on that path the next 200 wins?
Well, I think for these guys to get back to Timberland football and all the things they've been through with all the injuries, I'm really excited for them to get back to doing what we do, and I appreciate the hard work they gave us tonight.
Coach Craig, the Friday Night Rivals game of the week, and you won. That means this is your alls.
Here we go, guys. Yeah!
Oh, yeah. giving a little mama love on TV. Gotta love it. They raise them well here in the Pines. St. Stevens. What a great night of football as we head into the stretch run of the high school football season and Friday Night Rivals, driven by Low Country Chevy dealers. Well, thank you so much for choosing My TV in this broadcast tonight. A 20-7 victory for Timberland, for Everett German and Brody Hart. I'm Dean Stevens. Well, thank you so much. We'll see you next week, Friday Night Rivals. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Channel 1, Channel 2. Channel 1, Channel 2.